Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 478th episode of the GeekVerse podcast. I am the avocado at law, Trasnell, and I'm joined by
Hot Talk and Kirkland Patzer.
The one who didn't realize we were doing specific names to She-Hulk, Jessica.
Is mine? I don't think so.
I don't think yours is, but the other two are.
I am my swamp Taylor Field.
how is it not, Jessica? I feel like we've been in July. It's 7 years, and it feels like we're always changing our nickname to suit like one of the main topics. And how are you in shock that me and Taylor have chosen She-Hulk things?
Oh, I'm not in shock. I'm just saying that I specifically didn't prepare my name to be She-Hulk.
We were on the
surprised.
air. We were sitting in the room here for about 15 minutes, and you could have looked at our name and be like, you know what, I need a She-Hulk one, actually.
She's busy, man.
Yeah, I was watching trailers. I was preparing for the fans.
Very good. Very good, that green. Well,
Also,
you know,
I didn't realize yours was actually She-Hulk until like seconds ago. Just Taylor's.
well, technically mine is not She-Hulk. It could be She-Hulk, but it may not be
She's
She-Hulk.
avocado.
May not be She-Hulk. I'm curious what your reference is, because that's pretty She-Hulkish.
Yeah, that's pretty She-Hulky.
People, if there's anyone in the chat, S-Bubs, please tell them what avocado law refers to. They don't need to say it on air. I will get them to these fucking little scrubs over here. But yes, ladies and
Don't
gentlemen,
bring me into this. I'm on your side.
What's
here.
avocado law from, Kirkland?
I don't fucking know, but I'm not
Exactly.
saying it's She-Hulk, so don't bring me into that category.
I am a real Okay, anyway, so, yeah, this is a newscast. We're going to be having another one. Oh, you fucking cheated. You looked at it.
I can see the mirror in his iris.
He's cucking over
Google
there.
pages.
Look at what's going on. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Look, Family Clan S was at the same time answer. Yes, Daredevil. The reason I say it could be She-Hulk is we'll get into it. There's rumors that Daredevil is in the series, but still not confirmed. I do got to say, I'm not trying to throw you under the bus, but, I love doing this with Clay because, we're a bit of rivals and stuff like that. I beat his ass in Rocket League and everything, but he did get a little baited today in the GUA chat. He posted the Disney Upfronts are happening today. Multiple stars are at this, so it's like it's a blue background, like the red carpet's like a blue background. It has like the Disney logo and everything like that. And then someone did one with Charlie Cox there, and he shared it. He's like, "Oh, look, Charlie Cox there." I'm like, "What's the source?" And he's like, "Oh, god damn it!" And tons of people did fall for it. So Fanboy Clay, it gave me a good laugh today. And speaking of good laugh, we're gonna talk about some Star Wars. I got baited. Yeah, the Charlie Cox one went everywhere. Everyone's like, Charlie Cox at D23, and nothing. But yeah, we're going to talk about Star Wars, the future of that franchise today. We're going to talk about The Boy Show. We're going to talk about Taylor. At one point, I was really happy because Prey was like, oh man, we got a main topic already. And then it slowly went down.
Yeah, fucking Disney was like, okay, that's enough excitement there. We got to really throw some other stuff out.
That's their movie, though, Prey. Remember?
I know. But they're like, no, we'll show a little light here, and then we got to really just like flex our other branches.
Yeah, I think they're just showing off the big Disney cock this week, So you got that going on. You got the Halo finale. Anyways, in this podcast, we got Netflix stuff, some trailers, some stream. But the rest of the week, you got the Halo finale. You got another newscast with Taylor and Kirkland. You're going to have... at some point in Jurassic Park Retro, the second one will be dropping. Patrons, look out for that because they'll be probably dropping in the next 24 hours or so. Lots of things going on. We're on the march to Obi-Wan is happening. Me and Dylan are trying to lock down a date to do our Men review that will be happening at some point. Taylor and Dylan, you just did a great side quest. You guys talk about loaded stuff. It's just been load news week. You guys had tons of news and everything like that. So, and I can't remember. You said something so wrong today when talking about Arkham, but I forgot to make a note about it. It's just one of those where I'm not on the episode. I'm like, no, stop talking.
I said something wrong?
Yeah, I'm like, don't say that. And then you kept going on. I'll figure it out. I'll halfway through the episode, so maybe I'll scroll back. But either way, Taylor, where can they find all this glorious content?
With your internet connection, GeekVerse.ca is our home base. GeekVerseCast our Twitter. GeekVerse on our Facebook.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, everything is down below for links, the audio, the video feeds, where to subscribe, our Discord, and most importantly, Patreon. Because Patreon, the more you support us, the more content you get. Those pay for the retros, those pay for the extra newscast, those pay for side quests, those pay for a lot of little itty-bitty things that hopefully you enjoy. And then, yeah, you get bunch of different tiers that have a bunch of different benefits, ad-free episodes, exclusive episodes, early episodes, after 9, the Roast Taylor Fields come up May 28th, 9 p.m. EST, 6 p.m. PST. That's how that works. I'm pretty sure. And then we have a new originals up there about Tanner's Internet Stalker, and then a bread and butter up there about planning the next 10 years of the MCU, which is pretty funny because there's a rumor today we're gonna be talking about. So, anything you guys need to shout out or get off your chest or say before we dive into this?
I think I'm ready. To go. Maybe I'll say this. I must say I absolutely love video tuner inners. They are gonna just love that video like I do, because it is just such a trip to like memory lane, and like seeing Dylan with just like a shaved head, or just like different stages of like Travis's different haircuts.
Are you talking
or
about the
just,
starting soon video?
I was like, what the fuck is he
Yeah.
talking about
Yeah.
right now?
This video
Oh,
we've
yeah.
been playing for like 8 months. This is the time Kirkland's like,
why not? You
what?
asked me if I wanted anything to bring up, and this is something.
That's fair.
So fuck off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll get to it. Maybe in September when I have my time off, I'll try and do an updated one, everything like that. But it's good to. Oh yeah, I love it. When I look back at my haircuts, I've been through so many iterations. I'm like a comic book character. Okay, I try to with a different arc, change it up. So what are you looking at, Taylor?
What do you drink out of there? Is that a dinosaur egg, Kirkland?
Oh
Give
yes,
that a
thank you
lift.
for noticing. This is
Lift it
my
up, lift it up.
this is Shay's, one of my Shay's
I've seen.
narwhal
Yeah, I've
cups.
seen them at the farmers market. They're so cute.
That is
Yeah,
cute.
It's very cute. So there you go.
It's a narwhal.
I don't know what that is.
It's a
a
narwhal.
narwhal.
Narwhal?
No,
You don't know
Narwhal.
a narwhal?
no.
It's a narwhal.
That's why I said I don't know what it is.
not
What would I know it
narwhal.
from?
Narwhal? So
Yeah,
From
see, you
Elf.
guys don't even know how to
One of the
fucking
greatest movies
pronounce
of all
it.
time.
How am
Who
I
were you just
supposed
talking
to
to
know?
that didn't like who didn't like Elf? Who was that? Oh, it was Chris. wasn't
Chris
it?
does not know.
Yeah.
Chris hates elf. I think because he's secretly scared of elves.
Yeah,
I was
that-
gonna say scared of little people, but I didn't want to like get anyone in trouble or anything like that. So I
Scared
took
of
that
big
joke
people.
back. Yeah, he's scared of big. Yeah, if they're 6'3", Chris just shivers down. He's like, "Oh fuck!" Cheap plug. I'm on Marvel Alliance this week. It's gonna be lots of fun. Taylor, you sent in a doozy. I don't want to say here because I don't want to steal our content. Tune in to Marvel Alliance just for Taylor's doozy question about Wanda and Steve Rogers. I think it's a really good one. You threw that. I was like, man,
I
can't
want to.
wait.
I want to see it. Yeah, answered thoroughly, Brent. If you're tuning in right now, I want it. Very.
He does. I
good
think he listens to this all the
answer.
time. He's like, you got to give me something for my drive. So I'm not sure if that's like because he likes us or he's just that bored. But either way, I take it as a compliment. And but yeah, you still got to do it as a TikTok because your piano TikTok didn't pop off. I looked at the stats.
Piano. Yeah, I was wondering about that. It's so weird. They nerfed us again
They've
because like
nerfed
my random
us.
cat video that was super bored. That one did like 200. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
This is such a weird algorithm.
But yeah, go join our TikTok. We'll be doing more videos on there. But yeah, let's get into it. Let's start off with She-Hulk. That was a trailer we got today. So the Disney Upfronts happened. We're going to cover a little bit of it. They announced a bunch of random things like Disenchanted, the sequel to Enchanted is coming out Thanksgiving. Hocus Pocus, I'm pretty sure they said some weird shit like it's coming out. Hocus Pocus 2 is like coming out September 30th. And I know that's like close to October, but why not just one more week? Like put it in October. It's a fucking Halloween sequel, but I'm excited for that. I'm trying to think what else they've said today. I don't know. There's some little things here and there, but nothing too big. It was more the Upfronts is more for the advertisers. So they're lucky they got a She-Hulk trailer. But we're gonna bring it up, of course, break it down. Kirkland Patzer, what did you think about She-Hulk? This is now debuting August 17th. That's a Wednesday, and it's going to be 9 episodes. So similar to WandaVision, though, where a lot of these episodes are going to be smaller. They're going to be, maybe 30 minutes runtime, but really 22. So I'll probably talk more about that in a bit. But what did you think about this trailer? We've not really seen much. We only kind of got a few glimpses of her like a couple months ago.
Right.
So
Sorry, quick question. Maybe I'll ask that after about the runtime thing. Maybe I'll ask it now as I'm going. Just
about
delaying my own
one
thoughts.
question
I'll
I
go,
will. Well, I'll just address the chat when they say that Werewolf by Night's taking the October slot. I know, but like you can have multiple things in October. You don't just like Marvel like Feige can't be like October. That's our month now. It's like no, like yeah, like
the people that are working on Werewolf at Night are just so pissed. They're like going to war with
Yeah.
these people.
But like Hocus Pocus, that's a good October release. But anyways, Kirk and Patzer.
So yeah, when they are
trying to
like
show your true quality.
and I will show my true quality. When they are given or like green lit for a show like this, do they say like, "Okay, this is your run time. You can
go.
have 6 episodes. You have 9 episodes." Like, do they have flexibility in that sense, or is it just like this is going to be 9 episodes, 30-minute episodes, or is it just this is the set runtime of the series has to be?
So
Or do you not know that answer?
Side note, check out Flowrider / Pitbull's song "The Green Light." That was the theme song of the last wrestle. You said, "Give me the green light." Hang on. I'm
fucking
bringing
random.
it back. You said, "Give me the green light." When I was at WrestleMania 33, my last WrestleMania, hearing 80, 70,000 people sing, oh, yeah. It was great. Every time that song hit, we got fucking jazzed. To your question, at first, when this whole thing started, Feige's like, "Oh, I love Disney Plus. We can do whatever we want." And then every fucking show was like 6 episodes and like a very similar runtime. So I feel like they give them a budget and they go, "What can we fit in there?" And that's why if you look at WandaVision, when you look at the quotes way before the show came out, they're like, "Oh, we're playing with it. It could be 7 episodes, might be 9." So I think that's like, let's say you get 8 hours. You can disperse that how you want. You could do, multiple 1-hour things. You could do 40 hours. And I don't even think it's 8 hours, but I think that's what it is, that each show, for the most part, there's probably a few other ones that have higher budgets. If it's like Jeremy Renner coming back because he's been Hawkeye multiple times and stuff. So I think there's a few offs that get higher, but I think most of them have an estimation budget and they try and stick around to that. That's why, probably fucking Moon Knight has some bad CGI because Oscar Isaac costs a little bit more than, I don't know, just some than Tatiana Maslany, who is a great actress, but still. So I think there's a budgetary thing that's set, and that's why it's kind of the 6 or 9.
They had to buy Oscar Isaac 3 times for all.
Yeah,
he
exactly.
got
You pay
paid
for
for
every
each
single one.
role. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's when you really made it. You can make those negotiations. But She-Hulk, Attorney at Law. First of all, I absolutely love the poster they have for it. I think it's so awesome.
Yes.
And with the trailer, I quite like the trailer. I watched it like probably 10 minutes after I saw like your guys' comments. Taylor was going off about just looking like Fiona from Shrek. So I'm like, oh god, what am I in for here? So I already had like some preconceived notions of how I would think about like the CGI aspects. But luckily that didn't really take me out of the trailer. I think the trailer and all looked pretty damn good, other than those moments of the CGI stuff. It's like, okay, this is really noticeable. I hope they fix this up by the time the show comes out. But everything other than that, I was pretty jazzed on, honestly. Like her with Bruce Banner, I think that's gonna be really fun. I'm excited to have Mark Ruffalo back. I really like him as Hulk, and we're seeing just like smart Hulk, and I'm excited to get more of that. And yeah, just that dynamic. Like I've never experienced Bruce Banner with it's his cousin. Is that the?
Yes.
Yeah, so I've never seen him with a family member before, so this will be really exciting and fun. And yeah, like this, I think this is a great first trailer, honestly. Other than like maybe some iffy CGI with her talking as the full-on She-Hulk. But yeah, all in all, I think it's a really good first trailer.
Tayfield.
I mean, yeah, it had. When I was watching, I was eating like a bowl of soup. I definitely like coughed on the soup at one point. I was like, "Holy shit!" I don't know why I'm laughing, but I just kind of chuckled. And yeah, it wasn't a bad trailer. There was just some.
I don't know why I'm
parts.
laughing. I just kind of chuckled. And Jessica, did you really pull a Taylor Field and just change your nickname to She-Hulk? You just chose.
You just pull a Taylor Field. What
You're
the fuck?
always like that. It'll be like Halo, and you're like, I'm the Halo Taylor Field. It's like, what the fuck does that mean? Go ahead.
I changed this. I changed it way
back.
back when we were talking about names.
I just noticed. But anyways, continue today. Why'd you chuckle on your soup?
Well, it's just one scene, I think, at the end where she's like, yeah, like, or the guy on the speed dating is like, oh, do you want to split some fries or something like that? And she's just like, is all googly eyed over,
yeah.
and I started choking myself, like, what the fuck am I watching here? And then yeah, she's just carrying him out in the room, and he's like all dreamy and romantic. I don't know. I found it humorous, I guess.
In a good way.
In a good way,
okay.
yeah. I don't know why. In like a weird good way, I guess. But
It made me think of when the first episode of What If came out, and there was all those memes about
Peggy and Steve.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking.
But this guy's like at least double the size of Steve, and he still looks small, you know.
Yeah.
But like the trailer was just genuinely like, it was positive end of the spectrum for me. The negative is the CGI that stands out.
Oh, we'll get to
And,
it. Yeah, we're gonna pull up a trailer and show some things.
Oh, I got screenshots too.
Good.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah, it's just nuts.
Yeah, Jessica, what do you think about She-Hulk?
So when I started, I didn't know that this was a series. I didn't know if it was a movie or what. I just kind of went into it blind. And like Kirkland, I was totally tainted by Taylor saying it looked like Fiona from Shrek. And it did ruin it for me. I wasn't like Kirkland. I didn't just look past it. Every scene, I was just like...
Taylor threw memes before I even watched the trailer. So I'm like, oh, that's what it looks like. Yeah, this guy.
Oh my god!
For the listeners, it's a picture of Shrek Donkey, and then instead of Fiona, it's She-Hulk.
And it's pretty, like, it fits, like it's pretty inspiring, you know. There's not much of a difference, but
So I don't know that I will be able to watch this show with a straight face. I found the trailer. For me, Mark was the kind of the highlight. I had no interest in her as a character.
You're throwing me off with first name basis. You're like Taylor Field over here. Me and Mark, we go way back.
Yeah.
Not even Bruce
we do.
Banner. Mark.
I'm like, Mark Spector's in the trailer? Fuck, I missed that.
Yeah, he's another personality. He's on the speed dating, like.
Happens all the time. People search between actors' names and then the character name, and I'm just like,
That's
I
fair.
don't
No,
know
that's
what
fair.
names. I'm so
Mark
bad with
Banner.
names. Yeah, Mark Banner. There we go. So, there were maybe one or two moments that were supposed to be funny that I thought were funny, but overall, I don't think the trailer was enough to get me interested in it. I think, as I said, that Mark Banner would be kind of the thing that I would want to watch it for, but I don't think that he's going to be a huge part in it after she kind of gets going.
Yeah, that's difficult. I don't know. Like his size, I think he's at least going to be in half the series. I think he'll be around, especially if they introduce something that's been rumored. But I think he's going to be in half. If there's 9 episodes, I say at least 5. That's my prediction. I think.
I think you're right. I think you're close, if
Thank
not
you.
right. So
What's been rumored?
That validation. Oh, I don't want to say. There's just certain plot points that if they are in the show, you'd need him to be in it quite a bit. I don't want to say for people that don't look into that stuff. So it's stuff that I don't know if I necessarily agree with doing in the show, but that's why I say at least 5. And they've touched upon they're going to like show maybe flashbacks of them as kids and stuff like that. So again, that's not adult Hulk, but still there's some sort of content there. I feel like he'd be there to flash back. But yeah, it's funny in the Discord, the GV Discord, which you go join down below. We were talking about like our least excited MCU like Marvel projects coming up, right? Because they released a photo this today of Echo. It was just Echo. She's just sitting. Like, she just looks beat up and she's just sitting somewhere. And it's like, okay, fuck, right? We're still doing the show. And again, Feige's produced so much great stuff. I'm always gonna be excited by anything MCU until we get like a string of bad movies or shows. But so I'm always a baseline of I'm excited. Can't wait to see it. It's more comic content. But I was like, okay, it's Miss Marvel and Echo. This was definitely sitting in that like bottom 5. I think not because I dislike She-Hulk. It's just when the pitch was it's going to be a sitcom. I'm not against that. It's like Miss Marvel being more of a kids show. I'm not against that either. It's just that like I don't know if that like I'm not gonna get super excited for a sitcom. It's like I'm gonna get excited for like the heavier shit or the weirder shit or the darker shit. But the trailer, and surprisingly, I've seen enough of, not even talking about the CGI, like enough people on my timeline like kind of crapping on this or just like thinking like how lame it looks or this it looks. I'm surprised to say like I really enjoyed the trailer. It actually got me excited for August 17th. I thought like Miss Marvel's coming up. We're going to review that. I'm going to review that because that's Marvel and that's what we do. I'll be watching, of course, but I'm not like jazzing for it. Now I'm like a little jazzing. I don't got double jazz hands, but I definitely got one. I definitely got enough jazz hands that people might be like, hey, what are you doing over there if you couldn't see me behind like an alley or something? I'd be like, no, it's just jazz hands. Don't worry. But either way, I liked everything that I saw for the most part. I don't have that much experience with Tatiana. I just know that from what was that show she did with like she played like tons of personalities. Because I know Chris Balgo, he was always a big fan of her. No, it's something else she did. It's not. Oh, Orphan Black. That's what it's called, Orphan Black, and it's like a James McAvoy situation where she plays like a bunch of different things. So I've heard her track record, but I just liked her. So most of the humor hit for me. I like the story. We're going to talk about some things they introduced with Abomination. I like that. So I'm actually down now for this like half an hour sitcom. Now all comes down to is when we get to the actual show, is it going to be funny? But like the things Taylor was talking about, like that whole segment of the dating app and her carrying the guy around, like I liked that. It was fucking weird, like we talk about this all the time, like when we're gonna be making shit, it's gonna be weird, and I like just how like it was uncomfortable the whole dating scene at the end, but I liked it. I don't know why. So the elephant in the room is the CGI. Now it's interesting because Abomination and Hulk look so good. They look so good, and then you get to her and not so much. And I was talking about this with the Marvel Alliance guys, and Brent did bring up a good point where with Hulk and Abomination, but Hulk specifically, they got years of assets with him, right? So it's like maybe a lot more easier to do the effects, everything like that. You can get that look. You've already had to get that look down, so you can just adjust it, but it's kind of already done. The hope is this still is 2.5 months, and hopefully it's going to look better. But I think the problem is it's like if you buy a child's like sticker book, and it is, you got like, let's say it's just a picture of a field, right? And then you have the stickers, and you can tell a kid put in there because it's like a character that's like doing a weird, like they're not posed like they look realistically there. Most of the image, I will say 95% of the images look like, and though they look like it's a background. It looks like when we're on Zoom or StreamYard, it looks like it's a fake background and then we're in front of it, you know? And that's the thing where with her, I'm pretty sure she was wearing mocap suits and stuff like that. So it'd be different if she was just like, if it literally was CGIing them together, her and the room together, okay. But I'm pretty sure a lot of things she's on set wearing a suit. So it's very interesting, and unfortunately it's very disheartening. Now, the good thing is general audience, some people might go like, oh, that doesn't look the greatest, but they'll watch it because it's Marvel and stuff like that. But I've said this before. Moon Knight with that fucking log truck was terrible. Pip the Troll in Eternals was terrible. We've got, I think, some of the worst CGI has happened in Phase 4. And if this, I think this will improve. But if this stays this quality, if she stays this quality for the show and she's the main lead, this is going to be a huge kind of wound on them, because it's like she's leading 9 episodes. You can't hide her. It's not like even Hulk and Avengers, who's a side character, and his animation even looked better. And this is my worries. We talk about Star Wars, talk about with Marvel. When you do these shows, I never want to feel that. I never want to feel, oh man, the budget's really hurting it, because then what I want them to do is do smaller stuff, do a smaller budget, stuff like that. Stuff like the Echo show, that's just going to be her as a crime fighter. Perfect. Or even Hawkeye to extent, if that even had a huge fucking arrow in it, right? But I think sometimes they might stretch themselves too thin, and this one, I don't know. It looks like it needs a lot more work. Is 2.5 months work worth it? I don't know, because I'm not in that field, so I don't know if that's like, oh yeah, this is gonna look great. But we've seen miracles happen before with Sonic, but Sonic's was okay. The look looks really bad. We have to change the design up. This is just the whole like CGI looks bad. It does not look like she's it looks very PS3 cutscene-y. It doesn't look as bad as this, but remember The Rock and the Mummy 2 when he was the Scorpion King? Again, not as bad, but just clearly this is not really here. You don't want that with Thanos, with Gollum, with Caesar from Planet of the Apes. When you have those characters that are, man, they look exactly like real environment, real people, you get sucked in the story. If she's going to look like this, like when she walks away with that dude, it does not look like it matches. So I think it was that was really disheartening for me, because I really liked the content of the trailer, but anytime I saw her, it's like I hate to be that person, like the whole internet's ragging on it, and I don't want to be the same like, yeah, fuck the CGI, but it's just like I can't say it's good. Like it does not look passable even, for this huge franchise that's powered by Disney. It clearly has a lot of money, so it's very yeah, we'll talk about that a little bit, but sorry, go ahead, Gurgle.
I mean, no, yeah, I was just basically gonna add on top of what you're saying. Like for them, even if it looked like this quality in the show, I feel like for your first trailer, you would at least like polish it up to like really like sell it. Like we get that a lot at like E3 trailers, where like the gameplay just looks really refined because they're really like selling it on it. It is
running
a show,
on a PC,
running on PC for a PlayStation or Xbox game. But yeah, no, that. It's one of those things where like I was really into the trailer until that point, and then it didn't like take me out of my excitement for the show. It was just like, woof. Like, oh my gosh, like, yeah, okay, the memes, like they make sense why there's so many ridiculous memes. And it's like I think the design of her, like she looks cool, like she looks good on screen, but it was just like the execution of actually transforming this character's design to a moving CGI character that other actors, live action actors, are interacting with. So I really hope they do just polish that up a little bit. But it's still strange, because even if they do polish it up, it's like, who the fuck just let this go then? Like, who greenlit the trailer release? But
well, and that's sometimes the things I still wonder if it's a budgetary thing, or if it's just the MCU is just that like fast moving machine that, well, no, we got to hit it in August, so we got to get this out. Like it sucks in that aspect where you got something like Avatar coming out in December that I think is going to have like phenomenally polished CGI, but it's like because they've been working on it for how long, right? And stuff like that. Where these series, like, well, you got to get it out because the next project connects to this, and it feels very video gamey sometimes. Early days of, well, you got to just put it out there. Now games delay, and things do delay here, but I don't know. We'll see what it looks like in a few months because it's only because we're in May, June, July, like we're just 2.5 away, so it's not too long. I don't know why I counted. I've said 2.5 a few times. So, someone bring up the trailer. We're gonna take our first ad break, and then we're gonna do a scene by scene breakdown because we got a few things more to talk about. So we will be right back. And we're back. Oh, what do you message me on, Clay, right now? Oh man, I didn't even make that comparison. Wow, okay. Clay in my GOA chat, there's a tweet with a lot of likes comparing She-Hulk to the Mummy, like rock looking thing and stuff like that. So, who is the trailer up? Is it Taylor, Kirkland?
Taylor Horacio.
I was accessing it. I wasn't sure if you were going to pull it up before me.
Wow. I guess we'll take it at that time. So
I win this round.
there you go. So go ahead and hit play. If everyone wants to stop, mention it, blah blah blah. Bruce just explaining what it's mean to be a superhero. You know, same old. You know, lots of bad guys, cars flipping.
Who's in that car?
Stop right there. The car is
On the
probably.
butt? Did I miss it?
Yeah. Well, I remember that. That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
The car I have, for some reason, I have a feeling like it's like a flashback or something, like a childhood flashback. But this is what I was gonna say before the trailer that I forgot was I still think that she's not big enough, and it's weird because like it's not a body shaming thing because it's like it's CGI. She's not this tall, that big. Like there's a couple, yeah, but it's still just like.
She looks like Gamora is what I thought. Like
She-
human sized, especially in this.
And there's
scene
a
here.
moment later on the trailer when they're like jumping together, and she just looks tall and lanky. There's times where she looks a little bigger, but I just feel like they could have like juiced it up a little bit more. You know, like I don't know. It's just my opinion. Like we'll see when the actual show gets here. But again, she does not look super. She just looks very tall. She looks like to
Look
be
at those
great.
sticks too. Like,
The
come
chicken
on.
legs.
Yeah, like it should just be totally girthy. And I understand she's not the same size as the Hulk by any means, but still, like I feel like from the times I've seen her in the comics, like she still looks bigger than this image. I love her outfit though, the purple. It's kind of like a variation of like the Endgame outfits that they went for time traveling. Just instead of red, it's purple. Looks really cool.
Good observation. Didn't think about that. I like the green logo. I like the Marvel Studios green. Yeah. Then we got it set up that she's going to be a lawyer and she has all these friends and she's single, which we'll get back into later.
I love the design of this. It's such a cool like architecture and just
you'd probably get
everything
lost
going
quite
on.
a bit.
Oh, absolutely. Well, it's like a prison, isn't it? For the
Oh, I guess that is the prison, right? That's why.
and
That's
then
why.
even here, it looks like they have some like laser beam fences going along. At first,
Now,
I thought these were like a coliseum, though. I thought that was like a crowd of people. I'm like, where the
The
hell are we right
Grandmaster
now?
is just operating this place.
Were subtitles on in this trailer or no? I thought they were.
I turned them off.
Oh,
Did you want
keep
them
them
on?
on. Keep them on because if there's any dialogue, come on now.
Okay.
I can't hear shit.
We never have them on usually.
Well, there's always time for a change. Can you go back? Go back because there's obviously a few things here. So, it's Jennifer Walters. She's walking through. Oh, go back again. What? Oh
Look at
my
this.
goodness! You know what? I gotta take this away from you. Go back to what the guy's saying about the superhuman law. My God! So it's Jennifer Walters. She walked right there. Pause. Oh my God!
And I want you to be the face of it. That's what we're talking about.
So whoever this guy is, he's talking about. We just started
Holloway.
the
It's
superhuman law division. Yeah, Holloway. And so it's interesting. We're gonna cut to one of Taylor's favorites, one of my favorites. But I am wondering, like, it's good because we have all these things. We talk about Eternals where they just start. Are they really out open with superheroes, wizards? Like it's all out there. It would make sense eventually. Like they got the Sokovia Accords. It would make sense. They probably need more laws. I do think with them talking about superhero and law division and then going over to Blonsky that they are starting to set the stages for maybe the Thunderbolts because they're going to be like, oh, well, how could you be a superhuman and maybe work off time on your sentence? Well, we're putting together this team and yet da. So I do think there's laying some groundwork there, and especially with Roth back, I think it could be. But yeah, keep going, play, and we'll wait till we get to our boy here because we had heard that he was going to be in person, and I was very happy that you can keep going a little bit more. Let's see his beauty
I'm just trying to
face
see what's
now.
on his little coffee table there. He's got some nice meditation devices. It looks
Just a
like.
stack of porno mags.
Wow. This help. He's just a liar. This helps me focus. Is not Abomination. But anyway, so
Look at
yes.
that little symbol he's got there. Anything significant that you can relate it to a comic book thing or anything? I guess it's bad on your version. Mine's a little bit more blown.
Yeah,
up
it
for
just
me.
looks
Kinda
like the
a
Hydra
QR
logo.
code. Yeah,
It's
it's
they did that
the
with Moon Knight.
Secret Service or
The
no,
Secret
what are they called?
Empire. The
Yeah,
Secret
Empire.
Service. Yeah. So yeah, we had heard about this. This is Tim Roth as Abomination. He is back from Incredible Hulk. Taylor, I'll let you go because I know you're pretty jazzed to see him.
I am. I wasn't expecting just to. Maybe unexpected is the wrong term. It just took me by surprise to actually see him on the trailer, and I just got super excited, super giddy. It's just such a great callback, and I'm glad that we're taking advantage of this kind of area that was created such a long time ago. And again, these characters, like these villains, I feel like a few of them, like Ghost and Red Skull, was brought back, and I think that was the first time that they did that, and they pulled from that. But I mean, to have
He needs to be
Abomination
back more.
come back. He does need to be back more. To have
far away,
Abomination back and Blonsky back, it's fantastic. I'm so stoked to know what has he been up to. He's been here the whole time. Like, what's the whole ordeal? There's just so much that we can get into this with, and I'm so pumped.
Well, because remember the MCU timeline, I'm pretty sure, I know it's like 5 years, so it's like 2027, 2008, so he's almost been in prison for like 20 years, like in the
And if he got snapped, then he only enjoyed, he took 5 years off his sentence, right?
Yeah, that would be the best, but I bet he didn't get snapped. He had to sit there the whole time. But yeah, I'm curious, just like with Bruce, like how is he? Obviously, he's not Abomination all the time, but can he control it? What the deal is? I'm excited to see if he breaks out because I think he'd be a perfect kind of main show like villain for a couple episodes or something like that. Or like I said, if they're setting up for Thunderbolts, I think he's a perfect candidate. And yeah, I just like Taylor. I'm happy they're showing him in his human form here. And Tim Roth, just one of the most underrated actors. And you know, Taylor, we were just talking about Resurrection the other day. He's popping all over. He's had a busy week this week, but yeah, I can't wait. You guys got anything to add on Tim Roth?
I mean, it looks awesome having him in here. I was gonna say too, like it's so smart for them to incorporate him here because if they are going that direction of just planting, they've already been planting the seeds for the Thunderbolts, but like actually starting to make the moves for it. Like it's so great to show this character because he already has ties to a family of the Hulk, right? Or the Hulk, but like one of those members. So I absolutely love this placement, and I definitely think we're gonna be seeing more of these inmates in the show. I don't know fully John Walker, but I fucking hope so. I want to see him soon.
No, John Walker's a free man, remember? He's U.S. agent now. He's out there.
Yeah, but he's going to interact with him eventually. And then, you think Val's going to be in the show? That's another question, maybe. Maybe I'll let Jessica go. She had some.
There's a chance. There's a chance.
Jessica?
So I don't remember the original Mark Banner Hulk off the top of my head.
Mark
Banner.
Banner. Who the
It's the
fuck
second
is
time
Mark
you've said
Banner?
that. The first time I let it go, but
No, that's his new name now.
Mark Banner. There you go.
Mark Banner.
okay.
So this was the main villain from that.
Yes, for Incredible Hulk, he's the main
The
villain in
government was the main
2008.
villain. He was the side
Yeah,
villain.
the man was the main villain. He was just the fall guy. Yeah. But no, he
And
was a soldier. His body was he was getting older. His body was breaking down. He pretty much took a version of the superhuman soldier serum that Cap took, but then he started wanting more, and he started mixing some stuff, and then he becomes later on. You'll see in the trailer a big yellow grayish monster.
Okay, so then my other kind of second part to that question, has he made any other appearances?
He was in
'Cause
Shang-Chi for about 2 minutes, but not as this form, as the monster form. He was fighting Wong.
Just, okay.
And that is, and to bring this up, Superbad Mike, which is a good time to talk about him, hope he'll explain what he was doing with Wong and Shang-Chi. Today at the Upfronts, they did confirm that Wong will be in this. So Wong's a busy guy. He's in Shang-Chi, he's in Doctor Strange, he's in this. I am curious because they set up this connection with him in Shang-Chi. I don't know why the Sorcerer Supreme's having fight clubs against a monster, but this is what he does in his free time. So I don't know if it like, this is the thing. I don't know. Does it have to do with him? Does Abomination and them are tied, right? Does it have anything to do with that, or does it have something more to do with the show overall? Because we also remember Shang-Chi, that little secret council where it was, or maybe the New Avengers, where it was Shang-Chi, Wong, and then it was Captain Marvel and Hulk. So Wong could easily be there to talk to Bruce Banner about something else, and it won't have anything to do with Abomination. But I would like to know why they were fighting. I like it's still such a weird thing, but it's a game ender for me if we don't. But I'd like some context there. So
I think that'd be a pretty big deal if they just never mention it. It's just like, oh, we just wanted to have Abomination there just for kicks. I feel like they don't really do that often. It's usually has a meaning or something. I don't know, something along those lines. So if this is like the first time we're getting Tim Roth, I think they will touch upon that at least some way, especially if Wong's in here. I think we'll definitely get some sort of answer about that. If not, I'd be
Disney's too planned and
disappointed.
calculated to not
like
to put him in there and
Feige
then not
forgot
touch upon it.
Abomination was even in there. He's like, what? He wasn't in there.
well, they don't own that film, so it's good to see that they're doing all this stuff. But Hulk is a Universal film, so that's why it's on Disney Plus, folks. So there you go.
I'm mostly talking about Shang-Chi. Unless Jessica
okay,
was
they don't own that either. They sold it to DC.
Sell Eternals. Let's get that one out of there.
Yeah. Anything else in this shot specifically? You're good to move on.
Great finger point.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah,
Big
show off
book.
frustrating
What's in
family.
that book?
Another porn collection. No, I think this is chemical stuff because he's talking about stuff about family, blood, and he says it's in their family. He says, "Cuz you didn't ask for this, but you still got to deal with it." Again, we still don't know what the origin is. How you can pause for a second.
This was the set photo that was, or not the set photo. This was an image that was leaked a while back, wasn't it?
No, I don't know.
Because I remember.
I think it was officially
remember-
put out.
Okay, I remember thinking that was like a child actress because she just looks so small.
Yeah, she
compared to
does.
him.
Yeah.
I thought it was a
She
whole
looks
other
like
person.
Finn Wolfhard or something
Yeah.
over here. But no, and that's still the thing. We don't know how she's going to become She-Hulk because in the comic books, she gets shot and Bruce has the great idea like, oh, well, I'll give her a blood transfer. It's like, well, what the fuck do you think is going to happen here? And she becomes a She-Hulk. So I hope they don't go that route. I still think that it's kind of cheesy. But this scene, I think the scene that I was starting to really dig for me that I was like in CGI side when it's like trying to trigger her She-Hulkness. I was liking all this stuff.
Absolutely, yeah. I remember when this S-Bubs confirmed it was a still that was released. Yeah, I remember seeing this and just being like, oh, I can't wait to see what goes on with the testing. And then, luckily, what's to follow is another, like, this was probably the comedy moment other than, like, the Tinder that, like, really got me. He's just, like, egging her on, like, yeah, you're doing awesome. And then she just goes over to the door and rips it off. I don't know why I'm explaining. I guess I could just play it. But
Yeah,
still,
we can
it was,
play it.
it,
Let's
it was
see
good for me.
Yeah. Her turn in there. He's just explaining that there's lots of
Like,
triggers.
Do you want to play a game?
This is
Pretty
like
much.
Resident Evil 1
Oh, yeah.
vibes in that
Like,
one
what happened
hallway.
if she didn't turn back? Would have gone really bad.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And
so
like
it
that
triggered-
thumbs up, like Hulk moments, like that's just like him from Endgame, and like I love that comedy around Hulk. So I'm so excited to see him.
Yeah. On August 17th. Just want to be normal. So this go back.
Oh,
You
we're
gotta
going
go
back
back.
there.
Yeah,
We're doing it.
So they're doing this whole thing. Also, the news is like, can you tell us where She-Hulk is? And it's interesting. So I guess for a little while they'll try and separate them, that they won't know Jennifer and She-Hulk are the same person. I'm not sure if it's gonna say it with the whole time. Yeah,
It's a bad
right.
pause.
When we talked about texture, well, I don't think you can get a good pause to make this look good. But when we talked about texture, so this is the first time she's walking through a courtroom or something like that, or a store, a mall, whatever it may be. Who cares? She's in a location that's bright and with a lot of people. And this is where I talk about she does not look like she is there. Like it's the lighting, the shading, it just all really doesn't match. It feels very off. And this is when it starts to go that way throughout the whole trailer. Because that testing room scene, I thought, oh, okay. But then as we kept going, it's like, oh, it looks bad. And yeah, it's not looking good. She just stands out so much, unfortunately.
Yeah, it looks like a cutscene from a video game for sure.
Yeah.
What are these guys saying? They're like, oh, look at that tennis ball that's just floating there.
That's what
But you're
they're
saying she was supposedly like
she's probably in the
mocap these
mocap suit.
moments,
Yeah, I
or
think
these
she
moments.
was. Because they do that with Hulk. They did that with everybody in these. They did
Yeah.
that with Brolin. So I don't think it's just
Right.
like they put a ball and she like voice line. I think she's there in a suit acting it all out. Maybe on stilts like Brolin was. I don't know. But yeah, it's just talking about being a lawyer here.
This actress is she the chick from? No, never mind. Okay, never mind.
Okay.
I almost don't want to say it. I was gonna say Deadpool's fiance, but
Nope.
yeah,
It's not.
Looked like her.
There's Fiona. That's what I would say.
Looking good.
I do like the joke about her butt, and she's talking about how big it is and everything like that. So that's good. And then So yeah, right here, pause when they get land. Yeah, like
That's
Ooh,
a freaky
look at
pose.
those knees.
Just freaks me out.
That's why I
like
poop.
I just feel she's so much. Yeah, she's like Spider-Man now, but she's just so much smaller than him. And again, I'm not expecting it's Hulk size, but when they're side by side, I think it makes her look
Look at the
especially
comparison.
small. Yeah, it makes her look especially smaller. You know, so. But I am curious to see where this like jungle setting is, wherever like whatever we're going, because most of the stuff is just
We're
in
going
New
to
York.
Wakanda in a show.
Oh fuck! But like most of it's just in New York, it's seeming. So I like that we're gonna maybe globetrot a little here and there. So
Yeah, is this just
In the
like Hulk's
comic-
getaway, like paradise little getaway thing to
he's like George of the
chillax?
Jungle. Yeah, no, I don't. I imagine it's some sort of safe place they can run around and beat up shit and stuff.
In the comic books, so you were saying that he gave her the blood transfusion. Is that the reason why she's so much smaller, or did they give any type of explanation as why she doesn't beef up at all?
Well, there is a reason why she's smaller than him, and I can't remember it right now because I'm not a She-Hulk enthusiast. But she's still much bigger than this. Like she's like pretty like maybe that's what we'll do after is well, actually just Google it because we're in the middle of the trailer. But if you Google She-Hulk, she has some pretty big guns going on. You know, like she's looking like Cap size and stuff like that. So I feel that she is smaller, but I don't think it like justifies why she's pretty lanky here. So yeah. Continue on, I guess. That's a billionaire narcissist, blah, blah, blah. Adult orphan. She dropped the word orphans. Oh, now go back a little bit. You got to go back. So this has been confirmed an MCU character. People are having a really fun time with this. This is Frogman that we're about to pause on. I don't know much about him other than...
Oh, look at
going.
that skinny leg right there.
I don't know much about him other than he's like a meme type of character, but yeah,
oh, I
right,
missed him again.
right there.
He's like
yeah.
vigilante, sort of.
He looks identical to Vigilante, or not Vigilante, Judo Master from
Kick-Ass?
Peacemaker.
Judo master, yeah.
Judo Master for
He
sure,
just gave me
but
Power Rangers vibes. To
Look
be
at those
honest.
headlamps.
yeah. Well, honestly, he's gonna be. I think he's gonna be like a shit villain, and I don't mind that. We've talked about it before. Where like, I don't need. Fuck, there's a bomb that's gonna tear down New York. She-Hulk, you're the only one. No, I like if there's like this is some shitty villain. She's like, I like if her and Daredevil like are fighting these fucking losers and they're just beating them up, everything like that. So. Oh, here you go. Here's your explanation, Jessica. Jennifer has learned that if she works out in her normal human form, that her She-Hulk form gains more muscle, making her resemble a female bodybuilder. So,
Oh,
there
so
you
she's
go.
just a weak lawyer in the
That's
show,
the
so she's
comic
a
reason.
weak She-Hulk.
I don't know. No, I think it's a budgetary thing. I guess made up like a Super Sentai kick-ass. But yeah, I like when we get pulling like weird shit and stuff like that. So I'm excited to see what they do with Frogman. Taylor, I feel like this character's built for you.
I'd cosplay as him. Not gonna lie.
Like look even at the lights. They gave him the frog eyes for the lights. That's
Just
clever.
wearing that paintball.
What's
That'd
his
be deadly.
superpower?
Oh, let's do a little quick little frog.
You know what
man.
happens to a frog in the thunder when it gets hit by lightning?
The same thing that happens to everybody else. Fucking Christ.
God, I fucking love that scene.
Frogman is a well-meaning but often bungling superhero in the Marvel Universe, son of the villain Leapfrog.
How original.
Eugene Patello was the son of superhero villain Leapfrog, who had since reformed and retired. Eugene decided to clean up the family name and decided to use his old father's superhero suit to fight his the crime figure Frogman.
Okay.
I'm trying to think if they skills and abilities, limited fighting experience, powers, super leaping granted by the frog suit, increased by physical endurance. So I wonder. Honestly, I don't. I think he'll just be like a side villain or something, but they do make it seem like Frogman is trying to work his way up. So maybe it's gonna be some sort of thing where he is like a shit vigilante character, but he just like sucks. Like, and then maybe he gets in a lawsuit because of that. Because it is like they did say. I don't know if I even needed them to make the title change She-Hulk Attorney at Law. I don't think we needed that, but that's fine. So I could see him like trying to save somebody and getting some sort of lawsuit or something like that. So.
Yeah, I really love his suit, especially like with that detail you said of if it was his former father's suit. It just
Leapfrog.
like it doesn't yeah, Leapfrog suit. It doesn't look like it's form fitting to him. Like it's a little bit, I don't know, not a fitting like a glove. It looks like a character who isn't a big in game type character. So I'm excited for more characters like this.
Jessica stepped out of the room, but let's see if she catches that I changed her name to Leak Frog Fangirl. So we'll see what happens. We'll let
I
you
gotta
know,
check my
fans.
name like every 5 minutes
Oh,
now because I
yeah.
can't trust Travis. He's always changing. my stuff.
But yeah, continue hit play here. And then some training going on.
Who is,
Oh, good.
who's
But no,
this?
don't.
Okay.
You got like the perfect pause on Abomination. Your pause game has been so like iffy, and this time you got a good one. You're like, oh, what's this? What's this?
Let's go back to Tim
This is
Roth.
clearly the same thing as he's breaking out of his jumpsuit. But again, he's probably getting mad. I like that they got the little gills on him and stuff. That's all I want to say. He's looking good. So, yeah.
Got a super frown face. No, he
Yeah.
looks gorgeous.
He's not happy.
He's the type of character that I feel like I never would have asked to like get him back in the MCU, but I'm so glad that he's around still.
First
And like I'm not
mistake.
even a big like Hulk fan, but just to have him back, and again, it just fleshes the world out even more so, right?
Yes.
Even though we don't have Edward Norton.
So you were going to go back.
Yeah, this.
Nah, he's in Multiverse Madness. That's where we got him, remember?
What a way to wake up.
Bruce.
just
Oh,
deadly.
yeah.
The mighty honk. No, this chick. Oops, I missed it again. So
I
he's,
don't
like,
know. I feel like Clay and Espos were talking about her. Clay and Espos bring this up, who she is and who she's playing. You may have been talking about someone else, but I honestly have not followed much of the casting or who's going to be in this because my excitement level was like all right. So I follow like some of the bigger ones and some stuff I've seen. So Tatiana, is she the villain? I thought I heard that she was maybe the villain.
Titania.
Or Titania, thank you.
Tatiana.
Tatiana, yeah. And Tatiana. Yeah, Titania. Okay, I'd heard that before. I imagine she's just like get strong, big powers, stuff like that. But
Well, it looks like the same character who she was fighting in the courtroom because this is
yeah,
the
it
same
does.
scene.
I think it's
Yeah.
the exact same scene, and it doesn't look good here either. It looks very campy, but again, if we're going for that like comedy sort of feel, I guess it works. But
It's
She
such
was
a fast
introduced in
shot.
Secret Wars, it looks like.
nope,
There you go.
confirm this sets up Secret Wars.
Secret Wars is a prequel to She-Hulk.
You're gonna see Edward Norton and all the cameos here.
Oh
as Ghost
fuck
Rider.
yeah, let's do it.
He's on trial. Like, were you impersonating my uncle?
Ooh,
Just that
interesting.
I wanted to
huge
see
shot.
what was on her shirt.
You're gonna be able to pull that zoom off, you think?
Look at that, he's bonking his head.
Oh, that sucks.
So using highly
I heart
advanced-
Mexico. She's in Mexico.
Does it say I Heart Mexico?
Yeah,
Okay, there you go. So they go to Mexico at one point. Cool.
right.
I'm
there.
still reading.
You're just
about-
pausing for a bad reason now.
Hell
so,
no, yeah. She looked a little sweaty under there, but anyways.
So pause here. What were you saying, Taylor?
Titania. It looks like she was getting. She used highly advanced alien technologies found in Doom base, and then Doom.
That looks like
recreated
that
both
gear
for
she's
Overlord.
wearing in the
Juice
trailer
it.
looks exactly like stuff from Doom Base.
Maybe that's what they're kind of going towards. But yeah, I guess.
No,
Doom
they're not.
Creates
No,
both
they're
girls,
not.
Producing high-level metahuman abilities. So again,
I'm
not the
gonna
first time I've seen metahuman
I'm gonna
abilities.
go on a record and say that this is not gonna start the setup for Doom. I'm gonna.
He's going to
the
court.
end
He
credits.
needs a good lawyer.
I would love to see the internet just flip shit if Victor Von Doom was introduced in a courtroom comedy show. Like,
he's like the next Avengers villain, but he's
He just
makes his first
chuckles.
appearance in She-Hulk.
yeah, and it's
In
just
a
no like
sitcom.
he's just like plagiarized like her website or something like that. So yeah, Doom first appearance of She-Hulk, that'd be something. But continue to play Kirkland because we get some end credit stuff here that we talked about that we were all
Yeah.
liking, and I want to bring up obviously the elephant or other lawyer in the room. Kirkland apparently cannot hit play for the life of him.
Once you fucking stop talking eventually, I just want to say I absolutely love the logo and the color tones.
Yes,
Everything just
looks
so
great.
good. Yeah.
Good shirt quality.
So
So
she's on Matcher, not Tinder.
go back. That's a wrestler, by the way, David Otunga.
Oh, is
he
it?
used to be.
Okay.
He's Jennifer Hud's ex-husband. So try and pause on the last Kang
last
Place
Barry
where we
intro.
see Von Doom. He's one of the. Tinder
Fuck yeah. Pause when she's smiling. Right there. So
on Derek.
fuck, it's Derek. Damn it. Now that can still. I thought because he was holding a cane that might be Matt. So we had talked about this before that there is rumors that Daredevil is in the show, and there is rumors that they may be going on a date / getting it on. I don't know how I feel. Like I'm fine because it's a rom-com. I think it's gonna be very interesting. Like, why is Matt Murdock on like a dating app or something? Like it's gonna be very strange, like how that's introduced. I don't know if I like that. I'm waiting to let the joke happen, but yeah, I like this whole period of the joke, like this speed dating, joking, or the dating joke and stuff like that. All good stuff here, weird stuff.
Just seeing her reaction and like where the hands are, I'm like, is this just like a dick pic that she's just totally enamored?
I don't
by?
think so.
That
He's clearly
Chris
holding a
Evans
cane.
one, just using that as
Wow, that's
MCU
a
content.
He's like, what the fuck, guys? Like, I didn't.
Yeah, I didn't sign off on this.
Yeah, it's not yours. It's not yours. All right,
Look
keep
at that
going.
face.
Keep going. Yeah, and then we get.
Is that Derek supposedly?
Maybe. Should we split some fries? Let's get
It's
those
so
to
weird
go.
because like
That's where I choked on my soup.
like I'm ready for him to fuck the shit out of me. You know, it's not gonna happen here, but I'm ready for it.
it's so strange though, because like when you pause on these moments, it's like, god damn, this is like Endgame Smart Hulk quality. Like it looks very, very good, but then when she
I won't go that
moves,
far.
it just-
I think this looks
you don't
better.
think she looks? You don't think she
I
looks
agree with
good?
you, Kirkland. I'd say there were definitely some moments that looked really, really good, and then other moments where they just dropped the ball.
Because I feel like when I was watching
you
this
guys are
the
both
first
wrong.
time, I didn't realize that it looked so good because I was just so
Yeah.
it was taken away because you can see the live like the real stuff behind her, and then it's just this like placed character, and it was kind of taking me.
But I think the reason that might look better is because they have a great thing where the background is blurred, so that's where
yeah,
she's not having to mesh in that
absolutely.
background. So I think
That's a
that
good
might
point.
have something to do with it. So
Oh,
you
it's
know,
probably
I'll
100%.
give you that this is probably her looking a lot better, but she actually looks
But
like
even-
Olivia Wilde right here, to be honest.
Even there was another, I think.
Oh, he's going back to the Mexico jumping scene.
Yeah. Let's run this back.
Oh, I think there's another. Look at this scene right here.
Oh,
yeah,
that.
but again, and you okay? Another thing. Do you see the commonplace with these scenes?
Yeah,
Do you see what they have in common?
they have some
Blur?
fuzziness. Yeah.
The blur a little bit. They're both in a dark bar. That's the thing where when she's in the light, those scenes where she's in daytime, it looks like shitty. Right now, she does actually look quite good. But look at that. But then when you go back, it looks. I won't say so good. I'll agree that the last shot does look pretty good, but it looks much higher quality. And that's where you look at this. She's dead on in the
Yeah.
day. It
She
does
looks
not
like
work.
she's out of that show Reboot. If you remember that.
100%. She looks like a reboot character. That's
She
perfect. Yeah.
Oh, that's
But
not a
anyways,
good comparison.
continue to go here. And yeah, she's happy. She's excited about Derek, and then we got to end in this part where she's carrying this guy, and I liked it. She's just carrying it like. Plus, like that.
Someone's got an empty wine. I feel like maybe she's
What?
loosening him up a little bit, taking him to the bedroom.
I think it's him because maybe he's a little groggy and like he can't walk. So he's, well, actually, I don't want to say that. Like, I mean, like maybe he is consensual in this situation. Is what I'm trying to say. He just needs some help getting there and stuff like that. And
Maybe he's an agent for Secret Empire. Maybe that's
he's a
the-
scroll.
Yeah, he's a scroll.
The Secret
yeah.
Service. Secret Service.
Secret
Secret
Service,
Service
yeah.
agent.
Man, what a story though. Like you banged She-Hulk like that. Like that's you're gonna be telling that
Yeah.
story.
I don't
for
think he
years.
banged She-Hulk. I think She-Hulk banged him.
Either way. Either way,
that's
yeah.
a story.
Like if I was
Can't be
single,
topped.
I'd be taking that story. I'd be like, She-Hulk, absolutely. You know?
So she
Why not?
can, but even though we see in Age of Ultron, Bruce Banner just saying like, "I do the math, like I physically can't." Like, so how does that
Well, it's
work?
probably for a giant penis.
I
I'd
think
imagine.
I think you're taking. Crack it in. No, I think like he's trying to say more. I don't know. Ideology that he couldn't have a kid because like. See, this is going to be a ton of kinky fanfic written into the show. 100%, you know. But here's one thing I do like that I worried when they said her and Matt were gonna get together. I thought they're gonna do some shit like, oh, because he's blind, he can like see the real person and everything like that. It's like no, like I like that she's gonna be banging some other dudes. I think the thing with Hulk, it's more that she clearly has the powers and she's She-Hulk, right? She can have a child and be fine. I think Bruce's thing is not that he couldn't physically get
Right.
Natasha pregnant. It's like you could have a baby, but 3 months in, let's say Bruce fucking snaps, he could kill that baby and he can't control it. I think that's more what he meant, Taylor. Like he can't have a kid because he can't be trusted around.
But the baby would have Hulk abilities too, right? So you couldn't.
We don't know for sure, but
There'd
you know,
be
but
no baby. She doesn't have a uterus.
well, yeah, Natasha was a bad example because Natasha also could not have children. But you know, I think it more just meant in the him taking on that responsibility of another life form. You know, he can't even take care of
He's just
himself.
a piece of shit like male who's like, I'm in it for the nut and bolt, you know, skeet and
The
eat.
nut and bolt.
Oh, the yeah, that was just his excuse. Yeah, I'm the Hulk. I can't have kids, but we can get it on.
Meanwhile, in Mexico, like I bet there's some
Yeah.
some wild swings going on in his bedroom. But
The Leapfrog fangirl's back. So was there anything about the trailer that we would have passed that you didn't? Let's see. Just look at Old Man. And hey, there might be some things about Hulk having kids and stuff in the future, so you never know. But anything else, Jessica, on this trailer that you didn't get to say while you were away?
Probably not. Just, she looked like Fiona. I scrolled Facebook for the couple minutes I was gone. Every single post was joking about how she looks like Shrek Fiona. So be interesting to see if they can fix that for when it comes out, if they react to the feedback or not. But
maybe that's what they're going for, But
like Shrek's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
The nostalgia is real.
Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is She-Hulk. We'll be reviewing that. That's going to be August 17th. Won't be bad to do some midnight reviews when it's going to be some shorter series and whatnot. So we'll be doing that. So let's take our second ad break, and then we're going to get into the world of Star Wars. So we'll be right back. All right, we're back. I need to pull up these screenshots, but I just want to start... Where should we go with? I don't know how I want to start this. So Vanity Fair put out an interview. Apparently they're putting out another interview next week to kind of go on more of these points. Taylor, Phil, I'm going to start with you. Where do you want to start with some of this news we got? I'm trying to get to the very beginning because I showed you all like the links this morning, but it's like you got stuff like she was talking about the movies. Okay, so like here's some heavy hitters. I'm going to list them all off, and then you can just go, Taylor, what you want to talk about. Andor supposedly releasing this late, not supposedly, they're confirming late summer 2022, like this year. So okay, we talked about the last newscast coming. Kathleen Kennedy says they learned from Star Wars Solo a Star Wars story that getting a new actor to replicate any of the OG characters is near impossible. Now it does seem abundantly clear that we can't do that. That's one story. Acolyte is going to be set 100 years before Phantom Menace. Let's see. The other thing they got was my question. This was Leslie Headland. I think she's a showrunner. My question when watching The Phantom Menace was always like, well, how did things get to this point? How did things get to a point where a Sith Lord can infiltrate the Senate and now the Jedi pick up on it? Like, what went wrong? Yes. Then some quick points here. Waititi's movie is likely releasing before Patty Jenkins' movie. So, Taylor, they're still saying Patty Jenkins' movie is a thing. I'm going to pull up this full quote when we get to me. Feige has no specific Star Wars plans yet, but she said some sort of weird stuff of like, oh, I don't know, like that'd be a cool thing to see. We'll get there. Rian Johnson's trilogy is in the back burner. It's still happening. It's going to be happening after the Knives Out movies. And there's a new show development by John Watts. He's the guy that directed the last Spider-Man 3 movies. It's going to be after Return of the Jedi. A series is described within Lucasfilm as a galactic version of a classic Amblin coming-of-age adventures film in the 80s. So Taylor Field, Mr. Star Wars, you can touch upon all those, but maybe pick one first, and then we'll kind of go back around the room and stuff like that.
Yeah, the one I want to start with is what Kathleen Kennedy stated in regards to having different actors portraying OG characters. Me personally, I could not disagree more harder with that statement. I just feel like it's yeah, you're learning, you're experimenting, but like just to use Solo as a blatant example of this, and just to, I don't know, I don't feel like that's fair. I don't feel like it's fair to the people that were associated with that project, that worked hard for it, to Alden Ehrenreich, to Donald Glover. I just feel like that they could have used a better example. And to me personally, I enjoy those portrayals of those characters very, very well. I think that they maybe were rocky at first when you hear the term Ace Ventura and stuff kind of thrown into the mix, but what they delivered and what they kind of honed in, I think was a really, really good delivery of those characters at that time period. And I'm someone who always advocates for Make Solo 2 happen. So seeing now them just kind of blast this movie, like, yeah, we're just going to be focusing again on not even doing, maybe this is a different topic, but the trilogy aspect of doing like these single things. Like, again, I just feel like she's just saying things that people don't want to hear, because she's saying things that I think that they're afraid of tackling, and I don't like that. I want them to execute, learn, and improve. Okay, if Solo 1 had problems, then give us something on as a Disney Plus series that's kind of like revising and refining it and working to improve it. Don't just throw it into the fire and just dive into a different era, project, character, whatever, and say, yeah, we're not tackling OG characters ever again. And for Exhibit A,
Oh, they're
pulled this
tackling
photo
them.
up. You
They're
have
tackling them. They're
you
just
have
using computer
characters-
animated people.
They are, but then I'm going to use Mothma, for example, here. So you have this actress or 3 different actresses playing the same character over across several different iterations of Star Wars.
Is it 3 different?
Yeah, you have the original trilogy, then you have Revenge of the Sith, and then in Andor in the middle.
The woman in Andor, that's the same one from Rogue One, right?
Fuck, maybe it's a 4th one. I don't know, actually.
No. So the woman the woman from Andor and Revenge of the Sith, I'm pretty sure are the same woman. Because what happened was, it was a fun Star Wars fact. She was in Revenge of the Sith. They cut her scene, but when they did Rogue One years later, they brought her back, the same actress, to do that. You can look it up. I'm pretty sure I'm spot on with that. Taylor's looking right
you're
now.
right. Good call. Okay,
Hashtag
so
trash told you.
it still is 3 though, technically here.
That's 2. It's the same. That's the same actress. You can't count the actress on the left and the middle are the same person. You can't count that it's 3. You get that's 1. It's
I'll
1.
take 2. But that's just, I would just say then, yeah, you're using CGI characters, de-aging and whatnot, and that totally works. It's totally fine. It definitely is
totally
noticeable, but yes, it can work. I just feel like at the end of the day, it's an injustice to these characters that did, in my opinion, deliver on their portrayals, and they shouldn't be afraid. They're so fucking, and pardon my French, they're so fucking sensitive and is scared to make things like go wrong. And like, yeah, they're using Solo as an example, and it bothers me they're using Solo as an example. I could rant about this for a long time. I'm going to stop myself short. I just think at the end of the day, you need to learn from what you did wrong. Don't tell people like, and just draw the line like, yeah, we're not doing that again. Yeah, never again. Yada, yada, yada. We learn from our mistakes. No, fuck off. That's ridiculous.
She did never say never. She just said like unlikely, or there's some term of what was the how was it phrased here? Near impossible. So she didn't say never, but she said near impossible.
Yeah, okay. I just feel like they need to keep giving us this content. Like, okay, people have their own interpretations.
Give us this content,
Give us
Kathy.
this fucking content.
Fuck,
too.
hashtag
Yeah.
People
content.
have their interpretations of Book of Boba Fett. That's fine. Like, even I do. Is it like a perfect show? It's definitely not up there as far as perfect shows go. But again, they're not like
Definitely not.
they're not
shows.
they're not disregarding it or saying like, hey, we're never gonna try something like that again. Like, hey, they're just gonna continue on the story, and maybe they'll incorporate Boba Fett in as a loose role in another medium of this franchise. I don't know. It's just they need to stop just scrubbing something away like they did again. Maybe I'm kind of transitioning to topics here.
No, don't transition.
I'm not trying to, but I'm using the sequel
But
trilogy
don't do
as an
it.
example. I actually get livid that they don't reference and kind of use more of that sequel trilogy stuff, at least over the past like little bit here. I'm hoping they do down the road, but I just feel like even then they look at it like, yeah, we did this and it didn't work out very well, even though it made a lot of money, but we got to be super careful. It's like, oh, fuck off. Like, you got great talent, you got great characters. And you need to dive into this a little bit more. So they need to stop being afraid. They need to own up to what they have and just give us content.
Well, okay, don't sound like that. But I want to just say something because before it gets pushed up too much, that SBUB says the whole Vanity Fair article was a great read. I think the personal stuff, and that's what he says, cool to hear everyone's story, where they were and how they were convinced to come back. I think that stuff's all good. For me, this article, and we're going to talk about everything, did just like the exact opposite of like, man, Star Wars is just even more fucked than I thought. Because so I jump back years ago where I was a big defender of Kathy Kennedy. You know, I thought that she's doing lots of great stuff. She's done lots of great movies. I trust her in what we're doing with Star Wars. I like the sequel trilogy enough that I thought, okay, this is working. Definitely now I hate that, because I hate that you get lumped in with like the bigot, sexist, like red eye Kathleen Kennedy thumbnail. Be like, I'm not that. I just want a change, or I want someone else to partner up, because I get that you might think that. So she's pretty much saying that she thinks that the reason Solo probably failed is because they recasted Han Solo and it didn't work. Now, I'm on the opposite side of Taylor, where I did not think Alden did good, but I don't think he is the main reason why that movie failed. I don't think that's all on Alden. I think this is where it's a hashtag Travis told you. I remember when we did the Mandalorian season 2 review, and then me and Taylor did a cast after about those rumors of Luke Skywalker show. The second we saw CGI Luke, I'm like, fuck, that Solo thing really scared them. And I'm not alone thinking that, but I'm like, man, it really scared them. And it fucking did. And you know what's weird? This is what I understand, it's scaring them. I don't think that's justified, but okay, it scared you. The fact that she put this out as public information, that she said, like, yeah, us recasting class character didn't really work, so it's near impossible to do it. I can't believe she actually put that out. Like, she said that. That's fucking bad shit, you know? You can say when people are like, oh, why are you using CGI Luke? Oh, we just thought it worked for that series. We don't know what we'll do in the future. Yeah. It was just one or two scenes. Like, there's so many ways you could spin it, but to be like, yeah, us recasting, that was a big mistake. Because here's the thing. What the fuck is that Lando show they announced then? Because a few weeks ago or months ago, Jimmy Kimmel was like barring, like he's hitting up Don Glover, like, oh, when's that show? And he's like, oh, I'm really busy, but I'll be working on it at some point. So you're going to tell me, if that show goes forward with Donald Glover, what the fuck does this statement even mean then? If you're saying recasts don't work, why is Donald Glover getting a Lando show? Why is the show you're promoting right now about Ewan McGregor's Obi-Wan, who's a fucking recast? And it's so weird to just like, that's such a weird mentality to be like, it didn't work. And I'm someone that thinks, yeah, Alden didn't work. But just be like, okay, we're done. We're not doing it anymore. It's like, so that means like a CG, like a fully CGI Billy D. But it's not even, that's not out of the realm of possibility. They're doing, like, they have these fucking scenes. If you watch the gallery for Book of Boba Fett, Mark Hamill's there, he's acting it a lot, he's doing all this shit, but guess what? They just fucking photocopy over you, dude. Like, you're there, but you're not really there. And it's fine. I get why people absolutely hate the CGI Luke. I'm like in the middle of it. I think I'm more of always said like I'd rather have by choice, I'd rather have a real actor. Whether it's Sebastian Stan or somebody, you just get more options. It feels more natural. But I'm not going to be too much of a stick in the mud because Star Wars is giving me other stuff to be a stick in the mud. But it's like, so you're telling me like, a young Count Dooku or a young Qui-Gon, or they got this great fucking pitch for like, oh, we got a great young Palpatine show. I'm like, okay, that sounds great, but we got to get Ian in here. He's going to wear the mocaps, the deepfake stuff. It's like, what? Like, it sounds so stupid. And I know we'll talk about it in a little bit, but just even the same way as Katie from Star Wars Alliance pointed this out to me that we don't know when this interview happened. Sure. But in 2019, this Kevin Feige movie was announced. And the fact that, like, I got to find the full quote. Where was it? It was right after we talked about this, but it was announced. And just a couple weeks ago, the writer of Doctor Strange and Loki, he's like, yeah, the next thing I'm doing, I'm working on this Kevin Feige Star Wars movie. And then she addresses it like it's some fucking internet rumor. Like, she addresses it like she's never heard of this in her life. Here's the quote. I would love to see what he might bring, but right now, no, there isn't anything specifically. What the fuck does that even mean? What does that mean? That means there's a movie that's been announced for 3 years that a writer right now is at his house working on, and she's saying, I don't even know what that is. Like, so it's just like either she's a net, either she's playing stupid, or I don't want to say she is stupid, but it just, all these things don't make sense. And this recasting is like the pinnacle of it. Of like, well, Solo didn't work, so fuck it. We're not going to do that anymore, but we might do Lando. Oh, and you got like, I stand by this. I think because it has the nostalgia, Star Wars and Lucasfilm do not get as much shit. Maybe I'm wrong. The internet has some dark places, so maybe it does. But I feel from the general audience, how much like DC is like a kickstand, like a punching bag when you look at what's going on with Star Wars. I think DC might right now be in a better spot than Star Wars as far as their content and what they're doing and everything like that. So I could not believe when I read that of just, again, like Taylor said too, I'm not a fan of like Alden Ehrenreich Solo. I thought it was very wooden. I thought he had no charisma, but I would never like want to put that on the guy as like, what, like his boss out in public. Like that does feel like she's just throwing it out on him kind of, or just like the crew. And it's like, I don't know. It just, I'm ready for her to say she's walking away and someone else is going to take over, and maybe it gets worse. But I don't know. It's just, yeah. Go ahead, Kirk.
It seems like, just from that quote, like it just seems like such an unprofessional thing to say, especially from someone that's like the head of that whole thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like it just, and like looking for excuses to cover up something. Like the fact that she said getting a new actor to replicate any of the OG characters is near impossible. Now it does seem so abundantly clear that we can't do that. Like that is not the reason why that movie was so fucking bad. Like it could have had a really bad, like Aldrin
Alden
out.
Ehrenreich.
I was mixing up his first and last name, but that guy, you know, he's a good actor. Like maybe I don't prefer him over Harrison Ford, but still, like he definitely isn't the reason why that project. And then you have like the head of Star Wars just like saying like, oh no, he just can't quite do. And I know I'm kind of paraphrasing here, but like still, she's basically saying like he just can't quite do what Harrison Ford did, or maybe we're just attached to that idea. It's like you're the fucking one that greenlit this project in the first place. Like take some fucking like blame on yourself, which it should be. It should be like, oh yeah, no, we completely fucked up in that. Not, oh, the only reason why that went wrong is because we tried to recast the OG, which at the time, you know, some people were telling me that it was going to be a good idea. Again, more paraphrasing, but this is what it seems like. It just seems like she's kind of backpedaling and like trying to just like put others under the bus, and it just leaves me a sour taste in my mouth. I'm not like a big pro Kathleen Kennedy or like against Kathleen Kennedy, but just hearing something like this, it's like, oh, okay, I think less of that individual, especially for someone that's in such a high up position to just be dropping these quotes. And like it's not like it's just some like back alley interview. Like it's on Vanity Fair. Like this is a big like obviously we're talking about it. I've quickly went on Twitter today and just seems like everyone is kind of discussing this thing, at least in the Star Wars realm. So it's just a really it's just like it leaves a sour taste in my mouth just hearing that shit, especially when it's just like years later and they just feel Kathleen Kennedy can just feel like they can just put the blame on something so inaccurate. Like, okay, maybe that is a part of the problem that you tried to recast these characters, but it's not the only issue. Like, again, I haven't fully dove into the full Vanity Fair article. Is there something where she says like, I don't know, any other reasons why the project
says fuck Alden Ehrenreich.
Exactly. Fuck Donald Glover, fuck Atlanta, all of this stuff.
No, because it's a lot of things that come up, like that Feige thing. It just kind of comes up as a blurb. Same thing as the Ryan Johnson guy. He's really busy out with Knives Out and stuff, but just like like I've said before, I'm not maybe throwing a hashtag Travis told you on it, but I'm very close to this Feige thing because we had talked about last week where I'm like, I don't know if this thing's happening, and like for her to be like, yeah, I don't know what that is. Like we don't know what's just. It's just like.
Again,
okay.
like, what's your position? Like, how? Like, if
She's
you
the
don't
president
know
of
about this,
Lucasfilm.
if you don't know this, who the fuck does? Like, you are the peak of the totem pole. Like, you should know everything that's going on here and be like, I don't know what that is. Like, that is
this
just
guy's writing some
either a
fake
terrible
movie
lie
somewhere.
or it's exactly. He's
Like,
writing the GV film that we got coming up.
like, and that's where it just seems like they have like. Just random ideas, random thoughts, random plans, and stuff like that. Again, I don't. So you're telling me is the second Ryan Johnson has done Netflix with Knives Out and Knives Out 3, there better be a fucking trilogy. And I don't think that at all. But that's pretty much she's saying like, oh, he's busy with Knives Out. It's like, you let him get busy with Knives Out. And maybe that's what they want to do, but I don't believe that for a second. I don't believe this is happening. I don't believe the Kevin Feige thing is happening. I don't know, I'm not 100%, but like I'm getting more and more less on it because my pitch is people are like, oh, Feige will play ball. My reverse is I think Feige and her together might just be, that's two big egos, you know? You got top shit. Like, sorry, Star's done some great thing, but she can't hold this fucking trowel when it comes to like the past 20 years. Kathleen Kennedy, her whole career, absolutely. One of the greatest producers of all time when you look at her roster. But when you just look at Star Wars versus MCU, just those two things, it's a no contest. So it's just like, I don't, if he's going to come in there and he's like, I want to do this, this, and this, and she's going to be like, oh, hang on, Kevin, like, you know, you want to cast Alden, I don't know if you should do that, but I just think the egos could get too big between them, so.
Maybe she's trying to buy more scripts from George Lucas or something like that.
Yeah, I don't think he has it. I think he'd keep them.
He's this mystery writer.
yeah. And then the other thing that I forgot to mention with Mandalorian, they said it could be a late 2020 or 2023, early 2023 release, which kind of fits with Boba Fett. I think it might end up being that like same thing as Boba, where it's like the last week of the year or something like that. So we'll see. Taylor, was it because you talked about the trilogies thing? Yeah, they said that where they're planning on not doing trilogies, it's more standalone films, which I kind of thought was going to be the point after we got The Rise of Skywalker. I'm down for, like, again, so here's the thing. Hey, we're not doing any more trilogies. We're looking for these standalones, just like solo films, right? Oh, what about Ryan Johnson's trilogy? Oh, he's going to be doing that after Knives Out. So in the same fucking article, you don't want to do these trilogies, but like he has a trilogy coming, eh? I don't know. The left hand is not talking the right hand, but any
It's
other
starting to
thoughts?
just sound like words, like not substance to what she's saying.
No. It's
I was
just
like,
out
no,
there.
yeah, no more trilogies. Oh, Ryan Johnson trilogies. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I guess that's a thing. It's very strange.
I
Yeah.
guess that's a thing.
Taylor, is there anything you want to mention there?
I'm just getting really, like, not agitated, but
Disheartened.
disheartened and stressed because like it shouldn't be this fucking hard to do what we want. And yes, she has greenlit everything that we're getting right now. Obi-Wan and that, the final season of Clone Wars, Bad Batch. There's some gems in there that I love. The Ahsoka show, thank fuck, and the Acolyte show, like all these things. Yes, she greenlit them, but that doesn't necessarily mean that what's up.
Taylor, you installed your new router, right?
Okay, I thought it was just me. I thought it was my
Yeah,
0.26 megabytes per
Yeah,
second.
you're looking a little blotchy there. I just had to shut that. What's going on? You became
The GIF
My
I said
audio
earlier
drop?
was
no, your
No, you're
audio's
good.
fine. Your picture, you were looking full on blotch there. I had to shut that
480p.
up. You know,
Blotch, yeah. What was my train of thought?
I
Oh,
interrupted.
Travis,
I'm sorry.
you
I'm
killed him.
sorry. You were talking about films and Kathleen Kennedy.
the gems that
The
she gave
gems.
us.
Green
Gems.
lights.
Yeah. Green light.
She
So
greenlit these
lights.
projects.
she's
Cucking.
She's
Yeah.
cucking. Yeah, definitely. Not. She's approving all of these things, and that's great. That's dandy. But at the end of the day, it's just I attribute it more to the creative minds and the talent that is behind these shows coming together and putting out this content to deliver. It seems like it's so much easier just to sign a paper saying like, oh yeah, let's do this because it's probably relevant to the Star Wars fans somehow. That's all fine and dandy, but I feel like if you, again, I'm not saying like Dave Filoni needs to be in that position because I think he's got where he's at is he's very talented in what he's doing. And I think when you put him in a collaborative position with someone else that's in charge of greenlighting these things, then I think you have something really, really good there. And I feel like Dave Filoni has been getting there, but that's evident because of the shows that we're getting and the timelines and the stories that we're tackling. But it's not prominent, and I do feel like it needs to become more prominent, and we'll get there because again, Star Wars is such a rich, vibrant universe that we can source from. And if they're doing such a great job with Marvel, with Kevin Feige and all that fun stuff, I feel like Star Wars should be doing the same thing. There shouldn't be periods where like, hey, we learned from our mistakes with this. You shouldn't have that period at all. You should have it like a Thor Dark World where it was a bit iffy, and then you just do a sequel or another series or another interpretation that just totally nudges it off to the side and just gives it life again. So I just feel like
Stop
they're
with
not
your
owning
Make
up to
Solo
that.
2 happen. The difference with Thor
Make
Dark World,
Solo
it was
2
still a
happen.
profitable movie. Solo barely.
Give
so.
us content.
Yeah, give us content. Well, let's take our next ad break, and then we'll switch topics here. Lots of good stuff coming up for Star Wars. For shows wise, will the quality be good? We can only hope, but we will be right back. And we're back. So let's talk about some trailers. Taylor, I'm going to throw it to you. You were just talking, but let me throw it to you. I'm sure you've been chomping on the bit. Prey. We got our release date, August 5th. It's coming on Hulu. I'm not sure where it's going to be in Canada, but don't worry. There will be a review for that. I can promise you. Come hell or high water. Like Heinz says on G-Way, if we find it on the back of a truck, we'll find a way to watch it. But you were saying this a couple weeks ago. I saw you tweet out. You're like, we got to be getting some Prey content. You're selling me with
was.
content, and
was
we
wondering.
got it. We got the teaser and the date. How you feeling right now?
Oh, I feel like high on life. Like it's so good. Like this is something that is just, it's a grounding and just back to its roots kind of vibe. I remember back in the day, I'd just be driving out with my dad, and my dad would be like, they should do a Predator movie that's just very simple with no, not necessarily any guns or anything, but Predator comes across. His idea was like a group of young predators or something like that crash lands in like Afghanistan, and there's like some soldiers or something like that, or some people.
Don't give away his
residents
ideas. They're gonna steal that. They're gonna be listening to this. And be like, oh,
They
we
should.
got our sequel to Prey.
Feige's listening in. Next Predator movie.
Taking out
Yeah.
Afghanistan soldiers. Oh no.
not Afghanistan soldiers, but like just like residents of
setting.
that territory.
Okay, I see. It's like I thought you were talking about the American troops. Like they came
No,
to
no,
defend
no,
the
no, we're
honor
not
of
going that
9/11, and then what happens when they get there? Fucking
The Yankees
predators.
teamed up with Team America. Yeah, no, we're not going there.
That sounds like a fucking nightmare of a movie. They came for Osama, but they found the predator. All right, continue going. Keep going. They just get to like Osama's hut, and like predators just already like fucked him up. Like, I did your guys' job,
It was
you
me
motherfuckers.
the whole time.
Yeah.
The predator was Osama.
But yeah, the trailer, it looked really awesome. It didn't need to be anything more than what it was. Super simple, and just it built that intensity of just this person running, and she's just running for her life. You know this thing is out there. Like if you're familiar with Predator, you know what's going on. And yeah, she just pulled down, and just the quietness to it, and just the calmness and the stillness. I really liked it. And yeah, just people in the comment section. I always go to the comment section. They were ragging on the fact, oh, how original, just the lasers again. It's like, fuck off, get out of here, you motherfucker. It's just, if it's done right, then let's use it. And it sold me. It's like, I was wondering what's gonna happen here. And it's like, oh, the lasers, watch out, dude. And then yeah, it goes to the next scene where it's just the
Jessica
girl
likes your
standing
joke.
there, and oh, she froze.
I know she's just still laughing about it.
She's laughing with us. She's laughing with us right now.
Oh my god,
That's such a good freeze.
What's going on the TikTok?
Oh my gosh.
Oh fuck! Hey Jessica, what do you think about this trailer? Oh yeah.
Oh, it's so funny,
That's
yeah.
a funny.
Oh, my-
Oh, she's gone. Oh yeah, that's why I couldn't stop laughing because she was still laughing with us. But anyway, so yeah, the lasers you were saying.
Yeah, the lasers. Oh my god, timestamp that. Hour 20. We got a TikTok for sure.
That's good.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, so the lasers, that whole scene, she starts like standing there, and then you see the camouflage, and you can just hear the crow noise, and I just love that. It's just fan-frickin-tastic. So
You're back, Jessica.
you were laughing pretty hard there.
Yeah. There's
I
some
could
a
hear you
great
talking
moment.
about being frozen in a laughing position, but I couldn't do or say anything. Apparently, I'm just not allowed to podcast today between getting pulled away and then my internet.
Thanks to Fanboy Clay. Taylor, I'm going to send you a photo that you can put on the stream in a second here. But yeah, I'm interested to see what they do for the mainstream audience because I think they need one more show that's a little bit more. But the good thing is it's on Hulu and it's going to be probably on a streaming service for us here. So it'll probably just like pop up somewhere. So it's going to be an easy watch. So I think a little more promotion. I'm willing to give it a shot because of the director. I really like 10 Cloverfield Lane. He's doing a Predator / it's just called Prey, you know. So I think there's some potential. I think it's smaller. I know some people are like, oh, we're going back to these olden days, these olden times. Like, why are these people going to pose a threat to Predator? It's like the first movie ended with Arnold covering himself in mud so he could beat the Predator. He had no material. It's like, they literally show a part where there's some mud in this trailer. Like that's the point. It's not the gear. It's the it's not the size of the dog. It's the size of the fight in the dog. So I'm interested. I think this hopefully is going to be like a clean 2 hours or under 2 hours. I don't think it needs to be anything more. So I'm interested. I like the idea of setting it in a different time area, and I think they do need a big win because I'm somebody that did not like Superbad Mike. Anything would be better than the last Predator movie. I'm in that camp where we definitely need something. So I liked it for what I saw. I want to see a little bit more, but I liked it.
It was it Alien vs Predator where they talked about they first came to Earth to like test their strength and then they just kept coming back. So I mean, this could be looking at what caused the Predator to put this planet on a pedestal.
I don't know if you'll get into that necessarily because like they really tackled that in the AVP kind of realm, like the backwater planet and like taught humans how to build and everything like that. I think this one's just gonna stick to just its roots, just the untechnologically advanced aspect and the simplicity of just being like this time period and dealing with not having the same resources that you would have in these present day movies to face off against a perfect hunting killing machine with alien technology. So
I don't mean in the fact that they'll talk about that, but Travis was just saying how people don't see how they'll be a threat, things like that. I meant more in this will kind of show how humans were a threat, how the Predator decided to keep coming back. I don't necessarily mean that lore, diving into that lore, but just the reasoning of how it can be looking at a piece back in time. Is that obviously at some point we had to be worth putting that planet on a pedestal to keep coming back to test their strength, right? That had to happen throughout time.
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just rambling, but it's just kind of how I can see it in my head of why it makes sense that we can do something kind of in the past.
Yeah, I kind of get that. I don't know. I don't know how much they definitely won't get any AVP stuff, but I think that if they get beat here, then yeah, going back and maybe like, hey, why'd you lose to this? And then the thing is though, if they got to come back quicker or stronger because like I feel like each year we're getting better with all our tech and everything like that. But
Well, it's all about initiation too, right? That's a big thing with the Yautja is all about going off, killing, getting the trophies of dangerous kills, and then bringing them back and ranking up from young blood status and all that stuff.
They still don't have mine.
yeah. So did you like the teaser overall? Oh God, Kurgan, did you like the teaser overall, Jessica, or did it?
Okay.
No, I was just saying when you said your young blood status. I was just getting Jessica's final verdict on the trailer.
Okay, carry on.
I definitely think we need something else. I think it's
This
definitely
is the only trailer before the movie comes out. It's
Yeah.
55 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
we
mean-
we know if this is the only thing, Jessica's gonna be like
Fire that marketing team.
that was the image.
Okay,
and
you
you're-
fucked my brain there. I was like, my whole fucking PC just broke. I got taken back in time.
That was the image of you were the whole time, and we were talking, and then we started to laugh. So if anyone came and we were all
Such a good
laughing,
laugh
and
position,
you were
too.
laughing. So it was great.
I'm glad at least someone got entertainment from my
She's
shitty
like J. Jonah
internet.
Jameson
Yeah.
and that laugh pose that he does.
Yeah.
That's exactly what. Yeah. exactly.
Spider-Man. That being said, I do like that they use kind of just enough so you know what it's about. You know, the 3 dots from him aiming. It's
So
enough
iconic.
just... Yeah, exactly. It doesn't have to be anything super high-tech or flashy to let you know what this movie is going to be about. And I think, in a way, it goes with that lack of technology to just show kind of a quiet, basic trailer. And I do think this is... I guess on trend would be the, you know, between Horizon Zero Dawn and things like that. We're kind of going a lot of that kind of back in time things in games and media. So I'm not as bad of like ratings for the last Predator. I didn't mind it, but I have nothing against seeing this one. I'm somewhere in between Travis and Taylor. I'm not seeking out the content for it, but I don't hate it.
There you go. Kirk and Patzer.
Where will I lie? Yeah, I really like this little teaser snippet. I feel like the initial, because Taylor's always got these like early synopsises. I don't know how he gets these, but he finds them and he pitches them.
I'll
to us.
find the review synopsis of the new trailer. Good.
When you're first like saying the idea of this, I thought it was interesting because one, it's never been a situation I've experienced the Predator in, and I think it, for one thing, it's really good that they are doing something so different because I like the characters, like the Predators. I think they're really cool designs and just the idea of them is really cool. But that last movie, man, that was rough. I had fun, like making fun of it, which is never something you want for like a serious type movie.
You
like
and
that.
Dylan just were so giddy
yeah,
in that.
I know we were. I normally hate too when like people are in theaters like that, but fuck, Dylan was getting me going, and I was that guy. I was that obnoxious, loud person. But anyways, with this movie, I think it's really like simple, very just showing like the one. I don't know. I don't even know if I guess she's considered the prey in this trailer, but just having her in like the
Or
long
is she?
grass and yeah, just like the not even reveal of the predator, but you know he's there, and then you just have his like little deep breath thing he has with some nice little slobbery drool thing, something coming up. But yeah, all in all, I think it's really good, and it's just again another reminder that this is coming, and I feel like it's a good tester on like how I feel on the whole idea of this movie coming out, and it's like, oh yeah, no, this is actually getting me excited by seeing this. So I'm very excited for this movie. I will definitely be there, Taylor, with you reviewing it, guarantee. What, Travis?
You say that like he's like I'm not going to be reviewing it.
You
review
probably
it.
won't. I don't know. You'll
I am
probably be
gonna.
in
I'm the guy who had the
Vancouver
idea for the
somewhere.
fucking
Like, oh, I gotta
retro.
go. Oh, we'll be at wrestling that weekend or blah blah blah.
I'm wrestling
Oh.
every weekend. Frogman and Leapfrog.
Frogman.
You guys gonna come over and watch it with me?
Well, see, here's the cucking
prey?
again. Here's the cucking again. He needs. he
No,
needs,
it's not like I'm watching you guys through your windows.
He
Like,
needs to
oh,
watch
yeah,
us
Travis
to
is
watch.
Travis watching that
Yeah,
prey.
here. Oh, you guys want to come over watching me? He needs us to come over to watch so he can watch our reactions. You know.
I'll
pretty
just
much
be staring at you the
similarities to what
whole
you're saying
time.
earlier.
That's
They're
pretty much
Looking at
trailer
TV.
reactions are, you know. But speaking of cucking, something that would fit right into that world is The Boys season 3 got the first trailer. Now, Kirkland, don't worry, we're not going to talk about it as long as we would have because we had so much fucking news and we still got a retro record
You're
after.
welcome.
But oh yeah, of course. But yeah, man, I'm so fucking excited. I can't wait. Both seasons been phenomenal. The biggest thing is like everyone knows, like I love the Homelander character, one of the best characters on like TV movie right now. And I just love that this whole thing is focusing on, man, he's fucking losing. He's going to snap at any moment. It's over for all our heroes if this goes wrong. And there's tons of fun splicing in this trailer where there's definitely some things where they like show him kill a guy and then he lands and the crowd claps. Like, I don't think that's actually the way it's going. I think they're having some fun with that. But I'm so interested to see the dynamics of him about to crack. And I love that. Just, oh, sometimes you fall in love with the wrong woman. But it's just like he knows really how bad she was. Like, you have that going on. You have A Train back on the team. You got the Deep kind of back on. Like, you got a lot of interesting scenarios. I don't know if I like that they answered in the trailer, but I like where they're going. We had talked about that too when they showed the teaser of Butcher getting powers, and I was like, oh, that's interesting how that's gonna go. Then they introduce, oh, there's this pill you can take, powers for 24 hours. I like that dynamic there. I think eventually he's gonna get hooked on these pills because they're already warning him, like, hey, like, you know, we're supposed to go after these people. He's like, oh, we finally, you know, have a fair game or fair playing field and whatnot. So. I like that. I like that his, you know, son that's not his son is, you know, Homelander's son is kind of still connecting with them. Everything I saw from this trailer I liked, and I'm very interested to see what they do with Soldier Boy. I think that it's going to be... I've not read the comics, so I just feel like they're going to get him. They're stressing, oh, Soldier Boy is the one guy that could take out Homelander. But I think when they wake up Soldier Boy, he's going to be the same way Homelander is, what if Superman was evil? Soldier Boy is going to be like, what if Captain America was evil or didn't go? Like, the same way people are kind of like, oh, isn't it great that Captain America, Steve Rogers, in the era he grew up, he's in the 2000s, and he's fine with gay people, he's fine with black people. He doesn't have any of that at all. I could see Soldier Boy being the exact opposite, where he got frozen at a time where he was like a bigot, sexist, and then he comes back in this time. Now that's kind of similar to what was the villain's name last season, the lady, it was Homelander's, yeah, but anyways, that was kind of similar, right, where she had the old ideals. So I don't know how much to lean into that, but Soldier Boy is definitely going to be kind of the bizarro Captain America, I think, and I just can't wait to see where everything ends up. And yeah, I can't wait for more boys. I've been waiting. So June 3rd is going to be there. So Jessica, what do you think about this trailer?
So, question first, and I don't know if anyone actually knows kind of the answer to this. Anthony Starr, the guy who plays Homelander, was arrested earlier this year. Did that have any effect on this?
No, this was all filmed before.
It was all done. I guess at this point we don't have any confirmation of if it's been renewed for a 4th season. Is there a longer standing contract for more?
One, SWOP says Stormfront. That was a character. Yes, Stormfront. 2, I don't think it's been announced, but I feel like it's pretty certain. I feel like this is one of their bigger shows, so I think it's going to happen. I think with that, I just don't know, like, if anything, I don't think anything big's going to come up out of it because, like, the Ezra Miller thing, it's very similar, actually, of, like, a drunken situation, but it was a one-time thing, and they might, well, at least I think it was a one-time thing. If it wasn't, and still not good behavior. So I feel like he's going to get, like, a slap on the wrist, pay a fine, something like that, or be a probation. Like, I don't think it's going to put anything in the show, but I also don't know the severity of how bad that arrest was. But as of right now, season 3 is all locked and loaded, so it sucks for them if it does go bad because he is, like, I would say the main vocal point of the show, because everyone just wants to know. I know people like Butch and everything, but I think everyone wants to see what the hell Homelander is going to do next. Like he's milking a cow, you know. So
Oh my
Well,
god.
this is definitely the season that is going to be really focused on him for sure, looking at that trailer. And I absolutely, just right from the start, that splicing of him just repeating the same thing over and over and over again, just you can tell his face just slowly sinking farther and farther into depression or whatever it may be. And then, yeah, just like you said, kind of snippets of his life in shambles, the petting the cow's udder, milking a cow, and then the, lying on the bed. Just so many kind of moments that, we had this huge build-up arc, and now it's just going to kind of smash into the ground. I'm trying to kind of think of, it's been a while since I've watched the first and second season, so I'm just trying to think of what else it might kind of go into. But I guess for this, it's kind of nice because we don't have any like source material, right? This isn't technically based off of.
no, it is. Yeah, it's a comic book series. Yeah.
Okay, does it follow?
No idea. I didn't read them, and I purposely don't. The same thing as Invincible. Like, these are some things that I don't actually know about, but I'm pretty sure people have said they've changed a few things here and there. Like, I think Stormfront was originally a dude in the comic books, and they swapped that. But I think all the changes have been on, not the, I won't say the minor side, but they've stuck with pretty much a similar continuity. Family Clay says, okay, he says very loosely. So then I've heard mixed things, because I've heard people they fall that there's specific issues confirmed to be adapted this season. Yeah, like Hero-gasm. That's a big one I keep hearing talk about, where I think it's this plot line where these superheroes get together one night of the year or something like that, and they have like a big orgy together or something like that. So yeah, so I think it's a mix, but they definitely are following some sort of blueprint.
Okay. Well, so that's interesting to know. And then something I forgot about is Jensen Ackles is actually Soldier Boy.
Yes, he is, yeah.
And yeah, he's, I mean, obviously Supernatural being a huge one, but he's a good actor as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, another kind of big name joining. I don't really have too much to say. There was a lot in that trailer, but I feel just excited for it more than anything. I loved Homelander. His arc of just being slowly going off the rails, trying to kill and be top dog. And now I'm excited to watch him slowly crash and burn.
Oh, boy. Superman Mike says the show is better than the comic in his opinion. Oh, there you go. Taylor Field, what do you think of this trailer?
It was just so nice to just kind of have them pop off again. I was just really driving with it. There's so much rambunctious things that I know are going to unfold in this, and that was one of my favorite things about making thumbnails for season 2 is just like the out of context like screenshots from episodes that you don't know what's going on. And there's just some shit in that second season that I'll never forget. It was so weird, and I just know that they're upping the ante in this season. And judging by the trailer, the story is going to be so good. You said it, he's taking like 24-hour pills for superpowers and all that, and it's just going to get super rowdy, super obnoxious. And yeah, just the stuff with Homelander is fascinating, with just the milking of the cow and everything. It's just so fucked up. And I can't wait to just be laughing and just cringing at so much of this series. So it's going to be really good. And again, I'm very intrigued as to how things are going to go, like on the public eye for Vought, and just Homelander's kind of like press manager, I guess. Like her hair was like falling out and stuff from stress and all that. So I'm excited to see how she's handling it, because there's that one snippet where the guy falls and she like moves the camera aside. And
see, I don't know if that's in the same scene. It might be. I think it is. Well, they spliced
the
it
guy
with that
falling, I think was, but then Homelander getting the applause. I think that's a different scene.
Yeah,
for sure.
I agree. Yeah.
But even then, season 2 played with some stuff where you think it's like, holy shit, is this happening? And it's just him like envisioning it. And that was like super fucked, but it was believable. So I'm wondering how much they have that incorporated in this. So yeah.
Well, let's take our last ad break, and then we're going to talk about some other trailers, and we'll be right back. And we're back. So Kirkland set up the last topic because he hasn't seen the boys and he didn't want to hear. So I was wondering if he actually had listened all. Oh, look at that! He had some
Just
sort
sneak
of
one more in there.
He just sneak one more. And that's tough though because his mouth's so tiny. It's tough to sneak things. So it's pretty impressive. But
Oh, fuck off.
yeah, so Netflix, they released a trailer for Spiderhead, and we got some other Netflix news as well. We got some questions from our patron as well. Hansi asked what our favorite thing for Upfronts was. We didn't talk about that much just because I looked and I found there wasn't much other than just the Marvel. I guess I think we'll probably answer that more at the end of the week when Warner Brothers is tomorrow. There'll be some others, but other than She-Hulk, the Star Wars stuff was kind of the Upfronts, and this wasn't, but. And then S-Bubs, your Star Wars question, I'm going to save that for the two-man cast with Kirkland and Taylor. It's about Star Wars and films. And that, just because I know that could be a longer main topic in itself, so we're going to save that till Thursday. But let's see. So Netflix has released a trailer for Spiderhead that is coming out in July. Kirkland Patzer, what do you think about this one? Chris Hemsworth, Miles Teller, pretty big cast there.
Yeah, beautiful cast. Initially, I was like, okay, awesome cast. This looks sweet. I love Chris Hemsworth. I'm excited to see him in different stuff. And then I saw that little Netflix logo at the bottom. I didn't realize it was a Netflix movie.
Yeah,
and ever since Triple Frontier, I've been a little sus on these types of movies because it's just Triple Frontier had a fucking banging cast. It was like an action movie. The trailer was pretty damn awesome, too. And then, yeah, that movie was just very forgettable. Me and Travis did a review for that one. If you ever see that movie, go check out our review.
Yeah,
it was
there.
Good times. But, so yeah, I was a little bit sus there, but this trailer just took me for a wild ride. There was a lot going on in there, a lot of sex, a lot of just blood and mysterious island setting. And Chris Hemsworth, at a moment, he reminded me of his character from Bad Times at the El Royale, of just being goofy and weird. I'm like, I want to just be 100% in, but I am a little bit of hesitant because of that experience I had with Triple Frontier. But I don't know. This looks wild. This looks crazy. Miles Teller is great. I didn't realize it was what's her name? Journey Smollett.
Yeah, Journey Smollett. Yeah, Black Canary.
Black Canary. Yeah, I didn't. She looks very different from her character as Black Canary, so it kind of threw me off there till I saw her name.
She's a real person. She's not just a character, Kirkland.
Oh, is she? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought she was CGI like She-Hulk was. I couldn't tell.
Yeah.
But anyways, no, it's very, very interesting. I'm definitely going to be tuning in this one. And I hope I'm surprised in the more positive sense because I want to be 100% in, man. But Triple Frontier was just so forgettable. And it was weird to me because I'm like, everything here seems like it's going to be a really good movie, but just it fell flat. And I really hope this doesn't happen because this looks wild. This looks like a whole wacky original type film of the idea is very interesting and it's I just don't fully know what's going on. So I hope there's some nice twists and turns, and I hope it's awesome because the players and just all the pieces are there to make it awesome. I don't know what would bring it down, but it could happen.
Yeah, I didn't look who directed this. So I should have done that beforehand.
It was someone I hadn't recognized. I remember I was going to ask you about it, but I
Journey
He
Smollett.
did Tron.
With the first one or Legacy?
Joseph Kowinski.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the 2010 science fiction film Tron Legacy.
All right, so
stepping away from the Trons. He's getting out of his wheelhouse.
He's a Tron guy, yeah. So I'm with Kirkland, where with Netflix for every great film you get 3 or 4 other mediocre to stinker ones, and especially you look at stuff you talk about great cast. Earlier this, I guess late last year, we got Red Notice with Dwayne Johnson and Ryan Reynolds and Gal Gadot. It's that was a nothing sandwich, But then you got Don't Look Up, which had a stacked cast. I know lots of people actually didn't like that movie. I really, really enjoyed it. So it's tough with Netflix, especially with the originals. I feel like sometimes when they buy things from people, it works a bit better, but with the originals that are built from the ground up, it just still sometimes Netflix, I think the best way I can put it is they lots of times feel like a straight to DVD or VHS movie back in the day, but just with a bigger budget and a better cast. And that's what lots of these feel like. This feels like this could easily be some B-rate movie you see in the shelf of Blockbuster back in the day of just backbreaker, and it's just like it's like one star who was big in the 80s. He's on the cover. So I like the idea, the concept that's like playing with free will. I think that's what they're trying to hint at, is how, like, 'cause he's like, I'm trying to give people peace. So like almost like if everyone were to have this, you could control people from doing bad things, but then you could also make them do bad things, right? So I think it's an interesting concept. It's not the same way as like Get Out or like Don't Worry Darling, when I saw a trailer of like, oh, this looks phenomenal. This looks like it's a couple tiers below that, but it has me intrigued. Hemsworth as a villain always has me intrigued. He's so good. Bad Times El Royale is his best role. I love that movie so much, and I love him in it. So anytime he's the antagonist, I think that works out really well. Even though he just looks like a bigger Chris Pine in this, especially because he has this American accent, and Miles Teller's always good. Journey's good. So I'm looking very forward to watching this one. I'm sure there'll be a review or a cutout or something like that, but it intrigued me enough to, okay, I probably was going to watch it anyways, because like I like Chris Hemsworth, and I haven't thought about definitely Man Crush List, and definitely just getting better and better every year. But yeah, I liked what I saw. Jessica, did you like what you see?
Yeah, so I went and kind of looked up a little bit more about it just to kind of figure out what exactly was going on in the trailer. Like you said, there was some, some sex scenes, some kind of angry scenes, some happy scenes. Like, it was just, like you said, kind of the night in Soho type vibes, a thriller type. So it is based on a book, a short story. And so, I mean, I guess plug your ears if you don't want to hear this.
Oh, I don't want to hear it.
Taylor's going to listen.
I'll listen.
So basically, it's you go to an island, or you go to this experimental prison where they get administered drugs, some to make them speak truth, others to make them love passionately, others to make them fall out of love, or maybe even to hurt themselves. Can the person handle this? Okay, and we're back.
Yeah, it's like I know enough about comic movies. I don't need to know about this. So the second you said that, I'm over here like,
Holy God, what are you showing me? His head. Come on.
yeah, that's what I was.
Any
like.
chance you get.
Yeah, I haven't done it in a while, but yeah, there you go.
So, I don't know. To me, kind of knowing that the description made me more intrigued. It just because now I know that it is kind of a thriller. It's not an action movie per se, even though, or the director being a Tron director, I don't think that's hopefully the direction it's going to go. Overall, I love Miles Teller. I love Chris Hemsworth. I think it's going to be a good movie. I know you guys are the Netflix title on it, but
Well, I remember it is that, but I do remember a long time ago when we were doing Netflix as a fail, and we pulled up like the 40 like worst Netflix movies. You had said you had seen almost all of them, and we couldn't do anything because you're like, yeah, I saw that. So your Netflix taste, I don't know if I can trust. I do got to shout though, this guy, he did Tron Legacy, he did Oblivion a few years ago, but he did Top Gun Maverick, which is getting rave reviews right now. So that's huge. So that actually gives me a lot more confidence, because Top Gun Maverick is like, it's like a 96, maybe it's dropped. It was a 96 Rotten Tomatoes. It's like people are saying it's like a must-see movie this summer. So that gives me a lot of confidence. And fuck, this guy has a movie coming out in like 2 weeks, and then he got this in July. So obviously it's because COVID delayed a bunch of stuff. But the Maverick thing actually gets me a lot more excited. This trailer was got me excited, but the fact that he is directing it. Oblivion I thought was fine. Same with Tron Legacy, I thought it was fine. But the fact that Maverick's getting good reviews, there you go.
see, you talking about me seeing all these Netflix and fail movies. I mean, I would bet money that this will not be in the same category as the Adam Sandler films that we have watched.
I know, but if you think some of those ones were good, then
I did not think those were good. The only thing was that raccoon scene.
It was great, yeah. And
that scene was chef's kiss. But other than that, I think this will at least be, a mid-tier Netflix movie.
I hope so, yeah. Taylor, you think it's gonna be a mid-tier Netflix movie? You got more hope?
Oh, I think it'll be pretty optimal. I think that even after hearing what Jessica told me, I think that there's still a lot of interesting secrets to have unfold in this movie. So I'm totally down to indulge and just see what's really going on. Like, couldn't imagine just being in a room and just like everything's normal and you just like taking a whiff of fresh air and you just get hot and heavy all of a sudden with the pheromones. Like,
Happens to me all the time.
It just reminds
I
me
hope
of
not.
Is that why you got to
At
keep
home.
redoing Shay?
Yeah.
She's not doing the right
Not
pheromones.
answering any
Yeah.
questions.
it just reminds me kind of Cabin in the Woods, when the agency's just like dropping different
Yes.
pheromones out and just making them do different things. Like, we should split up. Like, oh, let's have sex in this bush here, and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah.
Were you watching those people, Taylor?
No, I'm not a sicko.
Okay. Just checking. Yeah, but this time Hemsworth, he's not in the playing field. He's in control deck. Don't forget he was in that movie.
He was. I'll never forget that death.
Mhm.
Death by bike.
One of the best death scenes of all time. Speaking of big movies and whatnot coming out with Netflix, our last topic here is, well, there's two. This week we kind of combine that Netflix, they've announced a few things. They're creating an ad tier. That was about a week or so ago. They also said they're going to be bringing live streaming content to Netflix, which is very interesting because I feel like that opens up the window to like stuff like the Oscars. The biggest thing, like where the real money is fucking sports. And that's where I think things are going to get very interesting with sports leagues. And like if Netflix like buys like a Monday Night Football or something like that, that's massive. Because you look at ratings and TV's dying except for sports. Sports like Super Bowls watched like 60 million. Like, it's ridiculous. So it's gonna be very interesting. Like the day Netflix is like, yeah, gonna spend a bunch of money for the Super Bowl. That'll be interesting. And then the other word is right now that they're tinkering with the idea that Knives Out 2 is going to get a 45-day exclusive theatrical window. And just to start off, I'm going to pull up Maddie's question. He's our patron. And as we said, you can go and join our Patreon. Then you can send a question to news topics, everything like that, every time we do a newscast. And he said, where are you? As someone who's been looking forward to Knives Out 2, I was really hoping it wouldn't be a Netflix exclusive. So I love that it'll have a theatrical release. I'm curious, would you all go watch it in theater or instead watch it at home on Netflix? S Bub says, Knives Out was one of my favorite movies of all time, so I'm super happy about going to theaters. And then Hansi said, definitely would see it in theaters. So the patrons are saying that. I'm like, I already talked about live streaming thing. I may see it. My hope is that there will be other chaps that will want to do a review because I do really like Knives Out. I think for me, I missed it when it came out in theaters, the first one, and all I heard was so much praise for it over and over and over about how it's just like a game changer. And I just thought it was good. I thought it was like a solid adventure. So I think people's like hype really got up to me because it's just like, there's a lot of things that I saw coming. Saw who the killer was, and not saying like, "Oh, I'm so smart, that's why it wasn't good." I thought people really like made it sound like it was going to be a really twisty, turny tale, and it really was like just a good, solid detective movie that has great actors in it, right? So for me, I actually would probably be fine with watching it at home. I watched the first one. There's nothing I feel like you need to see this on the big screen. There's movies like that where it's like, okay, I watch it because I want to see it as soon as possible, but I didn't need to see this in the theaters. Knives Out might be that for me, but I do think this is smart because I think, unfortunately, Netflix is going to get back to, they already tinker with it. Like you look at The Circle out right now, they do 4 episodes, like a week for 4 weeks, stuff like that. I think eventually Netflix's binge thing is going to go away. I think movies will start playing in theaters way more because their subscriptions went down. So they got to find ways to get people to stay around longer. I don't like that. I still like being able to binge a show and stuff like that. But so the 45 days, I would maybe see it, but I could wait because I waited for the first one and I'm not as in love with it as everybody else. So, Kirk, what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I saw the first one in theaters. I really, really loved it. I think I was one of those people that was just overly praising it to Travis.
Yeah, I was wrong.
I don't know. I want to get the receipts. What did I say exactly to you? It's like this
Greatest
is the
movie of all time, a mystery that'll blow your mind. You'll never
I've
see
never been more
coming.
confused while watching the movie.
That's the text. Yeah.
No, I like the star power that was in it. I liked all the characters and actors like just going at each other. Specifically, like just having Chris Evans in like that villainous role. It was great.
You like watching people go at each other?
Absolutely, I do. Not like Taylor in the woods.
Yeah.
Appearing in the cabin.
In the woods now, yeah.
That's why I see you always burying.
That's where all my vintage
shake clothes.
You see me. It's like that Umbrella Academy meme. We're like, wait a minute, let's not say anything about this. But no, I really liked it. I'm excited to see more Ana de Armas in that role and Ana de Armas in that role.
She's not in the movie.
Knives Out 2?
No.
She's not it's a different case file.
It's just
Different
him
murder.
going to new people every time. She's not in it at all.
Oh, I thought I saw like a
It's like a
set
0
photo
out
of
of
her
10
and
now
Chris
for me.
Evans, but it must have been.
No,
it
they're
must have
doing a
been
different
from
movie
the first
together.
movie. Are they actually again?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There you go. Knives Out 2. I'm excited to see what Daniel Craig does.
He's not in it either.
yeah.
I'm excited to see what Ryan Johnson does. He's not directing it. Is he? No, he is.
Predator is this time.
Fuck. I'll just pass
Isn't
it
it-
along there. No, I'm excited. I feel like the only way I'll see it in theaters if there's just nothing out around that time. You know, I have my
Really?
free
Though,
movie
but
of
you
the
saw the
month.
first one in theaters,
Yeah.
and you like loved it, so you wouldn't be seeing this in you could wait.
I
you
love
could
my
wait the
home
45
too, you
days?
know. So it's like usually it's like if I'm going out to a theater, I'm going for that theater experience. And
Yeah.
this movie, it's nice to get out and have some nice fresh popcorn at the theater, you know, and be in that environment. So it's really like what it's around, I guess.
Yeah.
If I saw
Well,
a
if
movie
it's
in the
coming
theater
on the
like a week before.
fall, it's gonna fall's a busy like
Yeah.
from September to December. It's massive. So
Exactly. 45 days, who knows? Maybe I'll get there, but it's not one I'm itching to get out to the theaters for. So definitely could just be a Netflix and chill sort of situation.
there you go. Today, Phil, are you Netflix and cucking over there?
Oh, I'm Netflix and itching to go see.
I don't know how this
so.
started, but I like going with it, you know.
I'm not gonna see this on Netflix. I will definitely go to the
gonna see
theater
this
to
at all.
watch this.
Yeah. Fuck Knives Out too. Anna Darmus isn't in it. Fuck.
No,
It's coming out in fall. Fuck, that's like September, bro.
September, bro. I am totally down to see this in theater.
Good, we got a
think I
soul
saw
review
the first
coming.
one in theater. I did see the first one in theater, and I quite enjoyed it. It was just such a fun thrill ride, just to kind of follow along with these characters that were all so quirky in their own ways, and just see the mystery get unraveled. I really, really liked it a lot. So I think it's something that did justice being on a big screen, and I will definitely support it. So yeah.
There you go, Jessica.
So I'll be the odd one out. I never watched Knives Out.
Oh,
I have not gotten
whoa.
around to it yet.
Well, Anna Darmus is in that one, so you'll get to see her.
I'm looking up. There is actually it's kind of a stacked cast for the second one anyway. We got Ethan
yeah.
Hawke, Dave
Oh, yeah.
Bautista, Kate Hudson, Daniel Craig, Edward Norton. Like,
Mm-hmm.
still, sorry it doesn't include whoever that other person was, but some other good actors. I won't see it in theaters. I didn't see the first one in theaters. I obviously don't care enough about it to even watch it. I think is it on Netflix? It's on some streaming service.
I'm sure it's somewhere.
But apparently Knives Out 3 has already been announced too.
Oh, yeah.
So
They bought that, yeah.
yeah, so I mean maybe I should get on it, but I don't think this is a big enough thing that you need to see it in theaters. I don't think it's going to have any unless you really like the whodunit thing, it's not going to be big like CGI or graphics or anything like that that you might need that experience for, in my opinion.
Do you like murder, Jessica?
Oh boy.
I love murder mysteries and thrillers.
Really?
Yeah.
You'll like this movie if you ever go around seeing it. It's a really well done, well made film. It's good actors, good cast, good performances. So, but you gotta pick and choose, Taylor. You gotta pick and choose. She's gonna be choosing Avatar when it comes to the fall.
Oh yeah, you guys see Avatar over this.
Back to
Ooh.
Back to
where-
Pandora.
Pandora. Thank you. I don't fucking even know what that place is, but
Same as in Borderlands. Got to get that Borderlands movie coming out.
with Kevin Hart, right? I forgot about that. Yeah, there you go.
I can't forget. It still haunts me.
Oh, don't worry, you're gonna get a bunch of marketing soon. But ladies and gentlemen, that is it for GeekVerse 478. We thank you very much for tuning in. Like we said, a couple days from now will be another newscast with Taylor and Kirkland. There'll be retros, a bunch of stuff popping off, and I promise you, it'll not be boring.
Bye-bye.